should know. I have never really liked you at all. I cannot hide it anymore. I've been thinking about the future, trying to forget about the past. So many ways that I could change for the better.
This is a true crime discussions channel. We speculate. This is all just speculation. Because it's true crime, it's for mature audiences only. There will be no children allowed, no exceptions. Everything on this channel falls under fair use. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. It's free.
Give me just 1 second. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. It's good to see y'all. Let me shout y'all out real quick. Hey, Mayla's mom. Mayla's mom sent me some information that I just could not believe, and we are going to talk about it this here day. We're actually about to talk about it in just a second. I was finishing downloading these files real quick. Okay. Hey, Mayla's mom, Bad Girl, Nessie UK, Karen's Best, Genevieve, Annette, Mad Monkey, Sue, Joy, Abellis, Bad Girl, Nessie UK, Chloe, Mom, Miss Sarah, Carolina, Paranormal Rooster, good to see you. Kit Kat, Pamela, Content Angel, Cajun Juju, Southern Cats, I like that name. NC Boomer, New York City Boomer, sorry. Overprotected, good to see you. Carolina, good to see you. Good to see you. Amanda, Joyous, Honey Duke Pondu, I like that name too. Queen Olive Ruth Ann, good to see you. Heel Sandra is here too. Good to see you. So I'm downloading these things real quick. I wanted to actually, Mayla's mom sent me a message and brought this to my attention, and I honestly could not believe it. Hey, Katie. So we're going to go back to the commissary records that I got a while back. Let me pull this up so you guys can see it. And we're going to take a stroll through them real quick. I think it's this one. Hey, Chaz. I'm sorry if I didn't see you, love. Matilda. Hey, Matilda. It's good to see you. Okay, I do not have these printed out, so I'm going to try to... Yeah, there we go. Okay, so... Said my browser disconnected. Hopefully y'all can still hear me. It appears that you can. Mad Monkey says his lies are just getting worse and worse. I hope the interns from the prosecution watches these channels. I hope so. It would be nice. Hey, Orange Rose. Okay, so what we're paying attention to on these records is who's putting money on the accounts, right? So far, you see right here where it changes Christopher Walker. I do want to say that, as you can see, there's a daily substance fee, and it's $2, and it comes out 4 or 5 times a day. Let's see the actual dates. So on the 7th, there were 2. On the 8th, there were 2. On the 9th, there were 2. Okay, so he gets charged $4 a day to stay there. They're one of the states that are charging to feed the inmates, okay? So that means whenever he gets his commissary money, let's say Dad put, what's this one? He put $35 on the account on January 5th, 2025, right? Well, all of these $2 add up, okay? So the last time he did it was December 29th. So $4 a day from December 29th to January 5th, 2025 was taken out of that $35 before he even got to order commissary. And I'm loving that. I'm really loving that. Hey, Brenda, I don't know if I saw you. Lori, good to see you. I think that he absolutely should have to pay for staying there, what he eats and all of that. So far, we can just see that it's his dad, Christopher Walker, and then where he orders his commissary. Stearns, okay, right here. Here's one that we want to talk about. On November 23rd of 2024, he got a payment of $10 from Lal Karan Shimshur. It's LALLKHURAMSHAMSHR. SHR, sorry. Lal Karam Shamshir. Okay, that's the name we want to pay attention to. Now, let's see. Okay, so he put $10 on in November. We're going to start all the way at the beginning and see. Okay, so on November 9th, he gave him $10. On November 23rd, he gave him $10. So he's given him $20 so far. Yeah. Okay, sorry, child. I think he's on here at least 3 times, but I could be wrong. It might just be the 2. I just see his dad. So all the way up to he's on here twice, okay? Well, Mayla's mom, hey, Slow Southern Style. It's good to see you. yeah, wait for it. This is interesting. Mayla's mom wanted to know who that was. She said, who is this person that is putting money on this man's books? And she found out. I did put my watermark over it, and I will drop this on my Patreon. If you might be able to get in contact with her to get this information if you want. So let me try to do this in order. I did it with screenshots because I've been gone all morning. So Karam Shamshir Lal. That's the same. Oh, hold on. You can't see. I suppose you'd like to see. There you go. So I just did a screenshot real quick because I had been gone until literally like 10 minutes before I came live and I had to put groceries up. So she found out Karam Shamshir Lal. Karam is a 55-year-old man. Current residence of Karam Shamshir Lal is the mid-sized city of Kissimmee, Florida. As of 2022, the population of Kissimmee was 72,410. The complete address. The property within the zip is located. 6 people are linked to this address, and it gives their name. Okay. This is how far he is from where they lived. Is that right, Maylis? I need to, hey, Pointer Lover. I'm going to drop this link in case you wanted to come up. I don't know. I know she sent me this stuff, and I've been trying to go through it, but I haven't had a lot of time. So it's literally 6.4 miles away. 16 minutes, 6.4 miles away, right? Oh, that's the last one that way. Oh, okay. Here we go. And it says open hand ruler or paddle applied to the students, but man faces sex charges. Police on Wednesday arrested a 23-year-old Kissimmee man suspected of masturbating in front of several people, including 2 12-year-old girls. Police believe Karam Shamshir Lal of the address scratched on the window of an apartment in the Chardonnay complex on May 30th and masturbated in front of 2 girls who were inside alone. He fled before police arrived. Detective Lockwood said Law is also suspected of knocking on the window of an apartment in Feed the Dorado complex on April 27th. When the resident looked outside, he allegedly Karam Law masturbated in front of her. Then he ran 60 feet away to another apartment and did the same thing, said Lockwood. Lockwood said the suspect cut his way into the patio of one of the Dorado apartment victims on May 12th. Police identified Law as a suspect this week, and 2 victims identified him through a photo lineup. He is charged with attempted burglary to a dwelling, burglary to a dwelling with an assault therein, lewd acts in the presence of a child, and 2 counts each of burglary to a dwelling and committing an unnatural and lascivious act. And that's the man putting $10 on Stefan's books. He lived, 6 miles away? Again, all this credit goes to Mayla's mom. She's the one who found this. 16 minutes, 6.4 miles away from Stefan. He's putting money on Stefan's books. And he's done all these things, masturbating in front of a 12-year-old. Y'all remember how Stephen liked to be a peeping Tom? I mean, and Nessie UK, and Nessie UK says another creeper. This, there is like that people, a lot of my mods and things will show me like how many predators are in the area around where Madeline Soto lived, right? And yes, it's important to know. It's interesting. I've never been able to connect them directly to Stephen Stearns until Mayla's mom sent me this. This man is connected directly to Stephen Stearns. Why is he putting money on his books? That's more information about it. But I mean, you saw he's running around this apartment complex, masturbating in front of children, and then running away. And you saw, I'll pull the commissary back up again real quick for anybody that just came in, but he's putting money on Stephen's book. Why is this man putting money, like, and again, okay, this man is known for this. Let's say they've got dirt on each other. This man is going so far to have his name connected in a jail system to Stephen Stearns. He's basically walking right up to the police and saying, hey, this is my friend and I'm putting money on their books. What does Stephen have on him to make him walk directly up to the police and connect himself to Stephen? Or are they just friends? Because, I mean, it's right here. Do you think the DA, if they are aware, they're not going to use this against him? Right there. The 23rd of November and the 9th of November. There's his name. Lal Karam Shamshir. Hey, Mrs. O. He may not know that information is public. Well, a lot of times you have to go into the jail premises to put money on people's books. They might do it. I think they do it a lot online now. But I mean, I would know that my name's going to be written down as putting money on his books. Megla's mom said, Rubber, he was arrested in 93 for peeping Tom on little girls and lives 13 minutes from where Jen Soto lives. Thank you. Thank you for that. Hey, Rubber. Hey, Bad Girl, Stoic, everybody coming in, Jennifer, Annette. You think they're all in cahoots? Owed him money, said somebody. Another pig, said Pointer Lover. One sick puppy sending another sick puppy commissary money. The irony of it all. Right. Isn't this crazy? Do they have a Florida Peta meetup? God, I hope not. The world's infested with these monsters, said Boomer. So it's not new information to you? Interesting. Yeah, I didn't advertise it as new information because I wasn't sure who might have it already. Jennifer said, give our girl a thumbs up because we love her. Oh, thank you, Jennifer, and thank you for the support. That was so sweet of you. Thank you so much. That was so sweet. Thank you, sweetheart. Honey Duke said, what about Tracy who paid Stephen Stearns $50 fine? She gave a BS story about her credit card being stolen. I've heard about that, and I kind of have proof, but that person is like part of another channel on this page, so I was like, I'll just put that in my back pocket for a rainy day because I don't want to, I try to not get in the drama and be calling people out, you know what I mean? But I've heard about that as well. Mad Monkey said Tracy didn't pay anything. It was a mistake. I think the credit card was stolen. They did a big thing on her and her husband. See? So yeah, I've heard some things, I've seen some things, but I don't have 100% proof. And even if I did, I probably wouldn't say anything because I'm not trying to be involved in any drama. Mercedes said they probably don't even know each other. He's probably just a fan. That could be, I mean, it's not unheard of. It's not unheard of, but he does live relatively close. I mean, who knows? Oh, Honey Duke said that was her story, but stuck to high heaven. I don't buy it. I understand for sure. Hey, Lil Red. Lil Red said, I love how blunt Pointer Lover is, and I'm so glad my friends are on this channel too. Pointer Lover is great. Oh, Pointer Lover, the membership link should drop from when it drops the Patreon link. Sure. As long as they're not live, like as long as you're not trying to share a live right now. All she did was give a word on a channel. Nobody steals credit cards. Yeah, I don't know. Mayla's mom said, I'm sure they're looking to anyone who's put money on his books. Oh, Abella's Pointer said, hey, Lil Red. Y'all are so sweet to each other. I love our chat. Abella's gifted 20 memberships. Thank you so much. I was just in the live a second ago. Let me see if it's still pulled up. Yep. Let's see who those went to. Those went to Megan, Gator Hater. I like that name. Dila Wig, Trisha, Sonia Gonzalez, Melissa Gross, Bad Girl was gifted. Mayla's mom was gifted. Brindy, Slow Southern Style. Steph sells stuff by the seashore. Janet, Veronica, Sweet Melissa, Zam, Tash, All in Tanks, Moth's Mommy, Sandra Rodriguez, and Vegan were gifted. If you guys were gifted a membership from Abellis and you are aware, please tell her thank you, and I'm going to grab my crazy train and come pick y'all up. I'm going off the rails on a crazy train. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That was so sweet of you. Hey, Allie. Okay, so she said, I think Guilty of Crime had them on her show. If I'm not mistaken, I'm like 90% sure she did an interview with them and confirmed themselves it was stolen. Okay, yeah, I don't know. I know, people feel different ways about channels, so I heard she shouted me out, which I thought was really very sweet, and I really appreciate her doing that. And I know a lot of you are supporters of her, so yeah, I don't know the whole story behind the credit card thing. I probably shouldn't have brought it up because I don't want to talk about it and make people fight and argue about channels and all of the things. So I'm going to just drop it from here. I don't know. Like I always say, I do not know. I was not there. I did not see. I haven't watched the live about it. So probably shouldn't have said anything. But we're going to just leave that where it lies. So yeah, I think a few of you are saying you've seen this. Mercedes said, it does sound familiar. I think it was covered before when the list first came out, but still good job on finding the info. Yeah, Mayla's mom sent that to me. She did a really good job with finding that. Mayla's mom said I had seen his name and what he was arrested for. I hadn't seen anything about how in proximity they were. Bad girl, what you got going on? Hey, Gray Moon. Okay, so we're going to pull this up. My wonderful mod, Jenny Jen, informed me that we were at an hour and 30 or 35 minutes. I can't remember which one. So we're going to continue the interview from an hour and 30 minutes. And I actually have it on my video editing app ready to go. So I should be able to like rewind it so we can hear it. But I do have to close out of the current live in order to access it. On my phone, I'm going to roll down and get that video for us to watch. So I'm going to start it at an hour and 25 minutes in so we can make sure that we're where we need to be. I saw that Strategic Eyes was going over the interrogation of Stephen Stearns, and while I was driving real quick, it popped up and it said that he was going over things that were redacted that are now unredacted. So I'm going to work on getting that out. I've got to finish editing the new discovery information. Well, the discovery, and I read it out loud, and I'm going to get that out. And then I can do some of these interviews and get them out for you guys to hear on your free time. I don't know what my husband is in there watching. So what we're doing right now is we're listening to the interview where Jennifer got confronted with CSAM. Okay, it's on my phone. Now, I haven't had time to make an overlay to go with it or anything like that yet. So instead of me just sitting here and us staring at the same thing over and over, which is the trees blowing in the wind there on my background, we are looking at this audio without any sound, and the sound that we're listening to is the interview that's playing on my phone. Mad Monkey said, here comes the lies, so everybody buckle in. It's going to be rough. Oh, thank you guys. Yeah, if you don't mind, please hit the thumbs up. All right, so I'll go ahead and get this started. Let me make sure that's playing. Okay, it is. All righty. Oh, my phone might be turned down. Hold on. There we go. I wonder. Oh, I could even turn it up more from the app. Hold on just a second. Oh, I need to tell y'all something real quick. I don't know if I told y'all, but I was upset because we took my car in to get it fixed and they charged me $600 to not tell me anything. Still have the same problem, and they couldn't even tell me what the question was I asked for, right? Like, I needed to know why my drive 5 light was on. I asked them to tell me why my drive 5 light was on by hooking it up to the computers, and they told me that, you know, it needs power steering fluid and that it's rusted on the bottom, right? Well, we go there today, this morning, and Mr. Speculating, from the time he found out, the whole way there and like walking in, he was like, I'm not paying $600. I'll pay the $200 that they said it was going to cost initially, because they told me it would be $200 for a diagnostic, and then they were like, we need $400 to do a deeper diagnostic. He was like, I'm not paying them. I'm not paying them. They took advantage of you, and I'm not paying them. And so he walked in and he told him very calmly and quietly that he's only paying $200 because you said it would be $200 to do a diagnostic, and you're charging my wife $600 and you took advantage of her. And they said, you don't have to pay anything. So we didn't have to pay anything. I was so surprised. I was like, wow. So I had to give him extra hugs and kisses since he's such a good man, because they didn't tell us what was wrong, you know?
And she owes me later.
Okay, now. Hush your mouth. Hush your mouth. They are, aren't they? I know. I was so happy because I was real upset about that. Oh, Pointer Lover, thank you so much for the support. Pointer Lover said, love your channel, and I'm so glad I found it. I'm so glad you found us and became part of the Speculating family. Thank you so much for the support. That was so sweet. Thank you so very much. Wow, that was so sweet. Thank you. Lil Red said, I think what happened is they had redacted a lot of things out of the other interview with law enforcement. I think they removed some redactions and added pieces we had not seen. That's what I think didn't look. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. They've unredacted stuff. Yeah, he's the best, isn't he? They're saying good morning. He walked out. They're saying good morning to you.
Oh, good morning.
Okay, I'm going to get to it now. I apologize. I turned it up now, so it should be a little louder. Hold on, this is that long pause time. We'll move it ahead to 120, 130. Okay.
Oh, shit. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I have a horrible potty mouth.
So we were talking about Stefan's relationship with her. When you and your
Hey,
daughter,
Natasha.
you and your daughter communicate, like if you aren't in the same room,
How do we communicate?
like texts.
No, we speak to each other.
Okay, so you call each other on the phone.
If she's in the same room?
No, if you guys aren't in the same room,
Oh.
like if she's out with her friends or.
Lil Red, I appreciate you so much for being here. And I appreciate you sharing that with us. I'm very much not drama. Even if drama comes to my front door, I try to like back out. I don't want to ever cover drama or talk about drama. You got some new headphones on. Hey, Natasha. So it just dropped the Patreon link. It should drop the membership link in a minute if anybody wants it. It's set up to drop it.
Or you're at work or.
Call her text, but she's really bad about responding. She'll put her phone on silent or do not disturb.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes she'll respond, sometimes she won't.
Okay. How do you and Stefan normally communicate?
Oh, Carolina.
Via Google Meet, which is the video, not FaceTime, but the video chat for Android.
Okay.
There's the membership link. The Nightbot just dropped it. If anybody's looking.
Pretty much all day.
Okay. Does you and Stefan ever talk on the phone?
Yeah,
How do they do that? How do they normally communicate?
video chat as well.
Okay.
But when she's on video chat, she's video chatting next to me, and we're all part of the conversation. They never go off on by themselves and have their own conversation. It's always all of us together.
Okay. Do they talk quite a bit? Do you know?
I'll say yes, because we're all in the conversation together, and we stay on the phone for hours together. So yeah, that's all of us together.
Got it. Normal times of the day. I know kids sometimes are up late at night talking on the phone or anything like that. If Stefan's in Northport at home or with his parents, and you guys are here.
Pointer Lover, thank you so much for becoming a member. That's so sweet of you. Now you get more personal content. That was so cool. Thank you so much. I'm going to grab the crazy train and come pick you up on the way to Speculation Station.
I'm going off the rails on a crazy train.
Thank you so much, Pointer Lover. I've actually got, my seeds are growing so fast. I got behind today, so I got to put out the video from yesterday. I'm going to have to transplant them today, those seeds that y'all saw on the members only. Southern Cats said, I don't like the way mechanics try to rip women off. Right. It irritated me because I was like, I need to know why the drive 5 light's on. I think it's something to do with the computer or the wiring harness or something. And they told me that, it needs power steering fluid and the bottom's rusted out. And there is a ground wire that's not in the right place. And I'm like, okay. And then they're like, we have to fix all this stuff before we can tell you why the drive 5 light's on. And it's going to cost $29,000 more than what the car's worth. And I was like, I really just need to know why the drive 5 light's on so I can fix it my damn self. What the hell? Or my husband can. Anyway.
You guys are all talking. Is it when normal people talk, or in the more early in the morning?
Mom.
After school before bedtime.
Okay. Do you know if ever has conversations with Stefan outside of your presence? Like, do they talk on the phone?
Hey, Mrs. O, Mima, Sandy, Ava, Slim, Mercedes. I know a lot of people just came in. So, yeah, $29,000. And it was like $40 they wanted to charge me to pour power steering fluid in. I'm like, stop it.
It's possible, but if I'm at home, I would know.
Gotcha. Okay.
She's always in my bedroom. She's hanging out in my bedroom or in her space. But I can hear her in her bedroom, or I can hear her from my bedroom. So I would know.
Okay. Now this is kind of going to get into a sensitive subject, which I apologize. But there were images on his phone of them two being involved in a relationship. Now, has she ever disclosed to you or anything like that? If anything like that has happened between them? No. Okay. Has he ever mentioned to you, like, is he into any kind of, like, does he watch porn or anything that you know of?
I'm sure he does, but
Does he watch it around you, or? I know some relationships, girlfriends go on guys' phones, guys go on girls' phones just to look, be nosy. Do you do any of that sort of thing, or does he do that to your phone or anything like that? Okay.
she pretty much respects each other's privacy.
What about you and phone? Do you ever go through her phone at all?
Sometimes, but not as much as I should probably.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Because you trust her.
Yeah, I've gone through her phone before then.
Okay. Anything abnormal that you would see in her phone?
But I thought, no.
Not that you thought, or?
No, I'm saying, like, I've never seen anything,
Gotcha.
no. But I'm saying
Okay.
if you guys saw something, then I missed it.
No, I'm not saying that we have.
Okay.
No. Stefan's phone is a different story.
Just going back to the comment you made about how you know that he was sexually active with someone else during your relationship. How did that come about?
Because we had broken up, and I found out about it later. But there was a girl he had been hanging out with, a coworker. This is about over a year ago. He started hanging out with a coworker, and I had suspicions that they were sleeping together, but I would ask, and he wouldn't confirm or say anything like that. But he didn't confirm until a few months later that, yeah, they in fact did sleep together, and I was just like, well, okay, good to know. I was just checking to see if I had slept with him after that, and like, do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to have sex with him after he's had sex with somebody else. So,
I was talking about the other channel because somebody asked me if I had another one because my voice sounded familiar. I do, but I doubt you would find it. I think 2 people know the name of that channel because they asked me about medicinal plants. It does have to do with medicinal plants, but nobody's found it yet. I'm waiting for one day to be like, I know who you are. And then give me the other channel name. I don't know what I'd do.
when he told me that, I was just checking with myself to see if that.
Well, I can't drop the link because I kind of don't. I'm trying to not put it out publicly because like there are pictures of the kid. There's a video of the kids on there. And I've done crochet tutorials on there too. So I try not to drop the name. That's why I was like, if somebody finds it, I'm waiting for them to hit me and be like, oh, you're this channel. But I mean, maybe eventually I will if I can like do some other work to it. I haven't posted there in a long time because I started doing this and it took off more. I'll probably post more about medicinal plants and things in the spring and summer over there. I don't know that I will have time to do more crochet tutorials on it, but I can't tell you the other channel name. But if y'all find it, you can tell me and I'll tell you if you're right.
And this got brought up on a conversation of you asking him if he was sexually active with someone during your breakup, or did you find something on his phone, or was he texting off to
No,
the side?
it was a conversation that we had. He just told me.
Was it a cordial conversation, or were you guys angry, or?
No.
Oh.
Sorry, when was the last time you guys were sexually active?
December of not December 2023, but December 2022.
Okay.
At that point, I had decided that I wasn't interested in sex. I wasn't. My meds just really affected me, and I was just like, you know what? I think it took a while to figure out that it was my meds. I was trying to figure out if it was like my hormones or my body, like what was going on, but it was just my meds. We narrowed it down to that. So when I realized that what was happening, I just had to accept it because it's either come off my meds or fix my sex drive. Well, come off my meds, fix my sex drive, or stay on my meds. I'm gonna stay on my meds. Like I need to stay stable. So yeah.
Where have you guys been staying? I know you said they kicked you out of your apartment or whatever, but while they were at your apartment, where were you guys staying?
At a hotel right off the Disney property, Home Suites by Marriott or something like that, on Western Way, off of 429.
Okay. So you and Stefan have been together pretty much the whole time after? Have you guys always been together, or has there been times that you stay at the hotel or you work in and then him be out by himself?
When I woke up this morning, he wasn't there, and he was gone for about an hour. But he came back and he said he had gotten some Wawa, and then he got lost because he didn't have his GPS or phone on him or anything like that. So it took him a while to get back to the hotel, but he found us eventually. I wondered that. I was just like, he left the hotel and didn't have a phone on him, didn't tell me where he went. I'm like, how is he going to find his way back? I don't think he even paid attention to how I got here because I'm the one who drove. I'm the one who knew where the hotel was. I was like, I don't know if he's going to figure it out, but he did. But he was gone for about, I don't want to say an hour.
Okay. I think everything else right now.
I feel like can I see that image of my daughter with the penis in her mouth? Because I feel like unless I'm not going to believe it until I have confirmation, and I'm always going to have doubts unless I actually see it myself, and I don't want to leave here today and never have the opportunity again. Like I wanna.
No, I don't mind showing you, but they are difficult things to see from a parent. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just the one image.
I'm not sure which picture they showed you earlier. I don't think we might have the same pictures. We do have different pictures, but I don't know if I have the same one that the other detective showed you.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Do you still want to look?
Yes. Am I gonna clearly see her face?
Yes.
And prior to this, have you known her to be sexually active with any boyfriends or friends?
That one right there is a no.
You saw through the picture?
I could, or you could turn around if you want.
No emotion, no nothing. That one right there is good enough. I saw enough. You can turn it around if you want to. What? Where is your emotion? Where is your outrage? I can't. And like somebody said earlier, she would have showed more emotion over not having her medicine. Actually, as a matter of fact, when they were telling her that they were going to need her to leave for the night so that they could perform the forensic search on the apartment, the only thing she was concerned about was her damn medicine. I can't with her.
Do you recognize anybody else that may be in that photo? I know basically it's only genitalia, but is there anything else in that photo that stands out to you?
Hey, Smokey.
Anything in the background?
Is this a picture of a picture? Is this a picture of a phone? Like, is this back
Yes.
down now? Okay.
Yes.
Let me see. I think I might be done in the background now. Not much space. Okay.
Right. Hey, Donna.
If you don't mind asking, who keeps calling?
Everyone, the news,
Family and everything?
my family, they're all trying to figure out if I was the news, because last they heard I was going to the news conference and that I was going to watch that, but that's not what happened. So they all want an update, see where I'm at and what I'm doing and what's the latest.
Yeah,
But
understandable.
Yeah, you can let them know that the reason it's taken so long is now this is now like a semi-police investigation.
Pamela said when they asked if she went with Stephen Stearns that night to look for Maddie, she said no, she took her meds and went to sleep. What mom of a missing child would do that, right? Like you wouldn't be able to, I wouldn't be able to sleep. You probably wouldn't be able to keep me at home. I'd have been burning up them streets looking, hollering, screaming, crying. Any child. I keep on trying to highlight where Auntie Ray said, it's not letting me highlight it. Why ask if it's a picture of a phone? I've wondered that myself. I wondered what's the point in asking if it's a picture of the phone? What does that matter? Like, why aren't you asking, like, where is Stefan? Do you have any information on my child? And the other thing I've noticed is that from what I understand, Jennifer never called the police to ask if they had any information on her child. We saw when they came with the body cam that she did not ask if they had seen Maddie, if they had found Maddie or anything. I mean, all of these things tell me that she knew. There's no way she didn't. She did. She cried for her own birthday, but couldn't shed a tear for what she just saw. It's despicable. Lil Red said, I think they were taking Maddie's meds that they do not do urine tests on children taking ADHD meds to see the levels. It's possible. They talk about her. The only reason I say that is because they talk about her falling asleep during class. And I would think if you're on like Ritalin, Adderall, or something like that, you ain't gonna be falling asleep in class, I would think. She was not showing genuine emotion. She stated she stayed at home and sat by the phone. Ma'am, your cell phone. Right. That was another thing we had talked about. Mrs. O said, why would the police lie to you, Jen? Real King attorney said that's what the mothers say when they're on TV truly grieving. Mercedes said, Smokey, I hope that you're okay. Mercedes said, to be honest, I think I would need to see the photo. If I didn't, I would feel to me like I'm leaving my child to suffer alone. I know I would need to see everything my child went through. So there's another perspective. But okay, and I understand that for you. I don't think I would be the same, but I respect your opinion, and that's the way you feel. I don't think that Jennifer wanted to see it because she needed to know everything Madeline went through. I don't think, because she never says anything positive about Madeline. I truly believe it was more of, I need to know what all you have on him, and if you know about all of the sexual abuse, or if you're just going to show me a picture like they did with some oral stuff going on. I think it was more along the lines of that personally. But like I said, I can understand and respect your opinion on that. I would have lost it in that room too. They would have, I'm telling you right now, I would have got tased. Pointer Lover said her statement of, I hope this doesn't end up being a Woody Allen situation, told me everything. Me too. Because I felt like, okay, wait a minute. Maybe I'm just being too hard on her. Maybe I'm seeing, like, let me cut her some slack, give her the benefit of the doubt. And we've even been through and tried to make it appear that Jennifer didn't know. We've tried to make that scenario work. But the Woody Allen situation doesn't add up. She puts Madeline in the trunk of her car, which doesn't make sense at all, especially if she thought that Stefan only took her car from the hotel to go to Target. Yet she puts Madeline in her trunk. She says, maybe he put her in my trunk in the interview we're watching on the TV screen right now. And the dogs hit on her trunk. So it didn't work for those reasons. Yeah. Hey, Regina. Regina. Hey, Allie X. Regina said we can all agree that she's a weirdo. It's hard to judge someone who just isn't normal. I agree with that.
Okay. I know this may not make sense to you, but amongst us it does. Sometimes when people call the police and then want to file a report, there's jurisdictional lines that we gotta follow. Okay. Yeah. So being that she was dropped off at school, that would make it Orange counties. Okay. But now we can't definitively say she was dropped off at school. We believe she was. We got to go on. We definitely know 100% that she was at home at your house on her way to school. So that's why we're involved. Okay. Does that make sense to you now? I can't think of anything else right now for anything else that we may miss that.
I know that you said that Stefan was out, right, looking for her that night. Do you remember what time he came back? Like when you woke up, was Stefan home?
Yes.
What time did you wake up?
Do I want to tell you?
Yeah, of course.
Exactly. Because I just phone call someone. See if I can find it. We're talking about Tuesday morning, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And while you're looking for the time, was there any specific reason on why he wanted to use your car instead of his?
Because he had just gotten a flat tire, so he's got a donut on his one of the back wheels. And I told him not to drive the car because you can't drive very much on a donut, right? Like
Okay.
Not fast and not far.
Did he explain any, like, how the flat tire happened on the car, or
He was just
where
driving
he
down.
was when it?
And he was just driving down 192, and then he felt like a wobble or something. weird. And then he pulled over and saw that the tire had like just shredded, just fell apart. So he pulled over into a plaza and changed the tire.
Do you know where about?
He says somewhere on 182, but he doesn't know exactly where because everything looks the same to him.
Interesting.
Yeah. He doesn't know what business he may have stopped at or where. But I will tell you, Stefan also has ADHD. He's also very forgetful. It's like having my child. They're both the same. They both have ADHD. They're both very forgetful. They both have time blindness, which means they lose track of time. If they don't have a watch on them at all times, they've lost track of time. They don't know how long they've been taking. My daughter will take an hour or more long shower, not realizing she's been in the shower for very long. They're both the same in that respect. He's also on medication, which is making him super forgetful. It's an
Is
anxiety.
this new for him, or has he always had this?
Stefan, he's always had ADHD. I want to say that's probably one of the reasons I broke up with him too. Was it's the ADHD part that just it's hard to manage and control, right? It's just how you are, and it's just a lot of those little things that just it's just too much for me. And I'm sorry, what were you saying?
No, it's okay.
Lil pointed out, do you know how long you have to drive on a flat tire for the tire to be shredded to the extent that tire was shredded? And I don't have the picture readily available, but yeah, that tire was shredded. Like, the only way that happens is if you have a flat tire and you continue driving on the tire for an extended period of time. And the reason they found Madeline's body is because he got seen changing the tire where she was found. So obviously he was trying to get somewhere, and he was so freaked out that her body was in the trunk of the car that he continued to drive as far as he could until he got somewhere he felt he could put her body, and then he changed the tire there. Why? I don't know. I don't know. I could understand, like, again, let me rephrase that. I don't understand why this monster did anything he did. But if I'm putting myself in his shoes and there's a body in the car, yeah, I'm not going to want to change the tire with the body in the car. But at the same time, I'm also not going to want to change the tire where I just put a body. So, thought process on that, I don't know. But he definitely did. That's exactly what happened with that, in my opinion.
Yeah. So right now,
He doesn't remember where he got this flat tire.
And he changed it himself, he said?
yes. And he said he hurt himself while doing it. I think his thumb got caught in between the thing that cranks the car up and like the frame.
Mhm.
Something twisted and fell on his finger, and he said he yanked out his finger really fast and hurt himself.
So he used your car because of the flat tire. Okay. And then did you find the time?
That's right. I woke up around 8 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday.
And he was home.
Yes,
Was he awake, sleeping, or what was he doing?
asleep.
Okay. And then do you know if at any point during any of this, like if he's showered, he's changed?
No.
Not that you have physically seen?
No, I haven't seen him shower or change.
Okay.
The reason she asked that is because he was in the red Deadpool shirt earlier that morning when he was driving around with Maddie, and then he's in the blue shirt. Now, I mean, again, I try to see things from both ways, and I try to give Jen credit. Maybe she was on a lot of medication, okay, whatever. But how are you not noticing that he's just changed shirt? You haven't seen him in months, supposedly, and you wouldn't notice that he had changed shirts on the day that your daughter goes missing. He reset his phone. He got a flat tire. He's doing laundry. There's power tools on the table. Like, ma'am, you can't be that oblivious. There's no effing way. He's leaving in the middle of the night. Like, there's no way you're that oblivious. Ain't no damn way. You'd be walking in the walls. Somebody would need to take your driver's license. I'm concerned. If you're playing that you're that oblivious. Damn, can you see a stop sign? People on the road need to be concerned. Hey, Amanda. Jenna's Gypsy. Good to see you.
Oh,
It's
sorry,
me.
we're almost done.
I think he showered. I'm not sure if he showered. I don't think he showered Sunday night. I think it must have been Monday morning sometime.
Monday morning?
Yeah, because there is a towel in my bathroom that's not ours, not mine.
That's a good point. It's me said he couldn't change the tire without removing Madeline. He had to find a spot to get the tire out. That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. A lot of times now the donut is like way down in the bottom of the trunk and you have to move everything out of the trunk to get to the tire. I didn't even think about that. Thank you for pointing that out. It's me. Carrie B, I saw that you came in too. Hello to you as well. I just jumped again, so I missed a lot of comments. Sue Joy said, when asked about Stephen Stearns leaving the hotel that night, she claims he was gone for an hour and went to Wawa. BS, he was gone for over 6.5 hours. Stop, lady. Right. There, I mean, I can't with her.
That's hanging there. And I think I recall him telling me he was going to take a shower, but I just don't remember when exactly.
Okay. Does anybody else use this bathroom?
Just me and Stephen.
You said you had 2 roommates.
Yeah.
What are their names?
Hey, Jenny Peach.
Oh, please.
Last name. And
Do you happen
then
to know her phone number?
she only speaks Spanish though, so if somebody in Spanish is going to call her.
Sure, we can find somebody who speaks Spanish.
I speak Espanol.
Why is all that redacted?
And who is the other one? Okay. How long have you guys been roommates with each other?
Almost 3 years. With almost 2.
So I'm not sure if you guys went to the house at all.
We're there, but that's
Okay, so these bedrooms are numbered. So do you know which room is
This room is number 3.
number 3?
And room is number 2.
Okay. Like if you actually physically are there, each door has a number.
Gotcha.
And do you guys rent to a separate landlord? Like, does someone own that specific unit?
No, my dad.
Okay. So your dad owns it and then he rents out rooms? It looks like.
Yeah.
How did you meet them? Who are they in relation to you?
I've known her since my sister was in middle school. They were middle school best friends. So we've known her, I would say, more than half her life now, 20 plus years. Met her on Facebook Marketplace almost 3 years ago when she rented.
Looking for a place to
Still
live
looking
in.
for a place, yeah.
How old is
31, 32.
Okay, so they're both a little older.
Yeah. And
Whoa, 31 is not old, okay?
36. Sorry.
and her is 33, I think.
Okay.
Since you mentioned Facebook Marketplace, have any social media?
She's got a Instagram.
Okay. Do you happen to know her Instagram name?
Yeah.
Or if you can pull up her page, that'd be great.
Boomer, you asked how did her dog not bark when he carried Maddie out of the house? That's a good question. Maybe I'm thinking Okay, if we're going to go with the theory that Jen didn't know, maybe he was trying to put the leash on the dog and walk the dog for the first time ever so he could put the dog outside or in maybe Jen's car while he carried Maddie outside and put her in the trunk in his car. Because that does make a lot of sense. The dog would have barked because the dog would have known something was wrong. So I'm thinking he took the dog outside and maybe put the dog somewhere. That's a good question.
Do you mind if I take a picture of it? What about Steph? Does he have social media?
I'm not sure I don't think he's got, does he? Yes, so he's got Facebook, he's got an Instagram, and he's got a Reddit. Possibly Discord as well, which is like a chat app.
Do you have his Instagram that you can show me? And what about his Facebook?
Well, Mad Monkey said, didn't he use the leash? It was found in the car, right? That's why he walked the dog. He needed an excuse for the leash. It's possible. From what I understand, there was leashes in that car because it was known as the poodle ambulance. That's why there was a purple one in the back. I don't know if he also used the leash from the dog that he walked that morning or if those leashes were already in there. One of them was already in there. So I'm thinking two of them were probably in there from where they had taken the poodle. His parents had taken the poodles that they breed for ambulances or whatever if something was wrong.
What's happened to Steph? Actually, can you guys update me on what's happening with Stephen at this point?
So we're like he said,
What's happening with Stefan? Not what have you found out about Maddie? Where is Maddie? Do you know anything about where she's at? What's going on with Stefan?
going to get all the same information that Orange County got from you. So that right now we're kind of starting at the bottom and working our way up.
We're gonna go talk to him now.
Yep.
Oh, after.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So just so we know a little bit more about it, I know you mentioned something about gaming. Or is that like one of his things to do? Gaming? What is he into?
He's into.
Like, what does he do on a daily basis? Obviously, he lives in North Florida. What's he into?
So, one thing. Another thing Stefan's got, mental health-wise, is insomnia. He doesn't sleep well. And he's got also sleep apnea. So when he sleeps, he stops breathing and doesn't get good rest. His brain is always telling him to wake up and breathe. So he's always constantly being woken up. He doesn't get good sleep. Because of this, he spends the majority of his day sleeping. Just trying to get some rest, but it's a stupid cycle with sleep apnea. He'll spend the majority of his day sleeping. When he does wake up, he'll play a game called World of Warcraft. It's a video game. Or he'll meet up with his friends and play tabletop gamings, like battle, like they battle each other with little toys.
Cards or
Not toys, they're little miniature figures.
okay.
It's called Warhammer 40K.
Yeah, the neighbors, I think they said they only saw Madeline walking the dog. I don't know the whole thing about the dog thing. That's the part that kind of doesn't fit in. Was he walking the dog so that the dog wouldn't bark while he moved Maddie's body? Jen wouldn't wake up and she would see. Was it all a lie? I don't know. Did he need to use the leash? Like, there's a lot of the dog thing I haven't figured out yet. There's a lot of possible speculations that could go with that.
It's just a tabletop tournament game. Like you're.
This is the interview content where she just saw the images of him abusing Maddie. She just saw them.
You're a weird race of creature, and we're going to war with each other. So they're just trying to kill each other.
Battle each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty much what he's into. Also, he collects Tamagotchis and Digimons. I don't know if you guys remember Tamagotchis from back in the day, little creatures
The
we
thing
used
you
to
gotta
take
keep
care of.
alive.
Yeah, he has a bunch of those. I want to say that's right now. Those are his current hobbies.
And since you've known him for, over 7 years, what are his triggers? Like, are there certain things that he gets upset about easily if you do or say, or, I mean,
I know I can be a nag sometimes, and if I keep nagging, he'll get a little irritated. But I can't say I know what. I don't think he's got triggers.
have you ever experienced him outlash, like, to the extreme on anybody? You, any of his family? Or does he ever hit you or
Oh,
discipline
no.
at all?
Oh no, never. I'll say he does have like a little bit of a temper, but it's not anything I've ever been afraid of or been like, oh my god, he's gonna hit me, or oh my god, he's about to abuse my child. Never like that.
Hey,
You
Megan.
guys any disagreements lately, recently?
Hold on a minute. Excuse me for 1 second. Okay, sorry. The kids were talking a little loud, and I was having to explain to them that I'm having to like keep the microphone on. So hopefully we're good.
All right. I think we're gonna go talk to Stefan a little bit to see if he can maybe give a little bit more insight of what happened that day after he dropped her off.
Is he being placed under arrest because of those pictures?
Yeah, we haven't made that determination yet, but
You being mom, do you want to press charges? Since she's a juvenile?
No fucking idea. I didn't think it was in my power. I thought you guys just automatically did it.
She said, I didn't know I could do that. I didn't know it was in my power. I thought you guys automatically did that. The fact that they even have to ask if you want to press charges and then reiterate because she's a juvenile. What even is that? Like, one of my first responses would have been, he's in jail, right? Like, how long you press charges, right? How long is he going to be in jail for this? Can he get the death penalty? Because that's what I'm going to need him to have. But they have to ask her if she wants to press charges and reiterate because she's a juvenile. I think they were testing her too, Mercedes. And it irritates me. It irritates me.
Since she's a juvenile?
No fucking idea. I didn't think it was in my power. I thought you guys just automatically did it.
What do you think should happen to him for these pictures?
It's crazy. Like, I saw the pictures, but I'm still in denial because, like, there's a penis there, but is he visual? Does he show up in any of the pictures? Is there?
Ma'am.
I mean, I don't know who.
I haven't seen all of the pictures, so I can't answer that.
Because I can't.
Whether it's his penis or not, are you comfortable with him having content of someone else's penis in your daughter's mouth on his phone?
That makes sense.
Years old.
Absolutely not. No.
No shit, bitch. Sorry.
Have you and your daughter, or you ever talked about her being sexually active with anybody?
I've never even. Me assuming she had never been sexually active, I hadn't brought it up.
Has she ever had boyfriends in the past, or?
No, she's not allowed to date.
How does that make her feel? I know some teenagers want to have a boyfriend.
Yeah, I think she was okay with it. She never complained and said, "Oh, Mom, I really want to date this person," whatever. For a little while, she's like, "Mom, I have a crush on someone. Can they be my girlfriend or can they be my boyfriend?" And I'm just, I don't know if it was a boy or girl. And I said, "I think you're a little too young for that. Let's just wait till you're older. Wait till you're older." And she was like, okay with that.
But that just hit me wrong. She's so disconnected from this child. She said she asked me, "Oh, I have a crush on this person. Can they be my boyfriend or girlfriend?" Because she couldn't remember if it was a boy or a girl. Like, what? I don't know. I remember, the first time my children had a boyfriend or a girlfriend. I remember their names. I remember how long they dated. Like, I remember all of the things, especially if it was like serious. You know what I mean? That's something. And then you can't even tell if it was a boy or a girl that she had a crush on. Right. What? Linda Glover said if Jennifer, sorry, I didn't mean to shout your last name out. If Jennifer didn't know about Madeline and Stefan, she would want a piece of him. But Jen is calm while talking. She seems to be okay with anything Stefan does. Jen is too strange for words. Right, you're okay with Stefan, whatever he does. You don't know if you want to press charges. You want to know where he's at, but not your child. And you can't even tell me if your child's first crush was a boy or a girl. Like, wow. Hey, Bazard, it's good to see you. I saw Carrie came in too.
I know she recently had a crush on a boy, but
has she ever had boys at the house?
No.
Have you ever had anybody at your house, any male friends at your house?
not in years.
What about your roommates?
Thank you, bad girl.
My roommate has a son who's 11 or 12. But he's darker skin complexion. I don't think that would be his penis.
Do your roommates have boyfriends?
Not that I know of. I don't think they do.
They're walking her through this because they know that it's Stefan, and they're having to hold her hand and baby step her through this. Like, okay, well, since this isn't making sense to you, let me spell it out for you. Basically, has there ever been any other men in the house? Do your roommates have boyfriends? Like, obviously, if no other man has been in the house, it can only be him. I don't know how else the fuck to say it to you, ma'am. I mean, they showed her a damn picture. Mercedes said the only thing that would have made this interview better is if they had totally effed with her and told her they found Maddie alive and well and talking, and she would have had a legit panic attack. Yeah, that would have probably crossed a lot of lines, because let's say that like the police said, she is completely innocent. That would be undue stress, undue trauma. I would be interested in how she'd react. But down the road, if we find out that she, like, for whatever stupid reason, let's say she didn't know anything legitimately, then I would feel really bad knowing the police did that to her. She could possibly sue, all of the things. But it would have been interesting to see her reaction to that, no doubt. I would have actually felt sorry for her, though, if we find out she legit had no idea. I would have felt really bad.
Would there be any reason for her to be alone with, if they have boyfriends, with any other male?
With any other male? No.
So what do you think should happen to Stefan?
I'm afraid to say press charges, but what else?
I'm afraid to say press charges. Ma'am, why are you afraid to press charges against the man who's been raping your child? Make that make sense for me, because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all whatsoever in any facet of any avenue of life. It does not make any sense. The docket had released that. Okay, so it's out here. Thank you, that girl, James. Hey, Tony. Good to see you. That girl James, thank you for that. Yeah, I didn't want to advertise it as new information because I wasn't sure, but I do appreciate Mayla's mom pointing it out. I'm usually so busy trying to get videos out for you guys and then doing the lives and doing research for it. You know, thank God that my mods are so awesome. I have a wonderful group of mods. They're all like, we're all really close. We're all more friends than we are like coworkers. But it I didn't know, and I hadn't seen it, but I don't have time to watch a lot of channels, unfortunately. I usually put on something to go to sleep and that's it, because I'm doing trying to get videos out for you guys. I appreciate it. Cajun, hey Screaming Daisies, good to see you. Cajun Juju said, I just don't see sending your daughter to sleep with any man if you say yourself was abused, in my opinion. Yeah, it would be a trauma thing. Like, would you not ever be afraid? Like, I don't know. Like, thinking about it myself, I've been abused in the past, and I'm not saying that because it didn't happen when I was a child. I was 13 and then I was 16, technically a child, but not a little child. And I was in places that I should not have been. It was not my fault that I shouldn't have been the places I was. But anyway, considering that made me a lot more protective over my child. I didn't let men be around my children when they were young. I gave them their baths. Like they slept in their bed, or if we were taking a nap, they would sleep in my bed. But other than that, they didn't sleep in my bed. Damn sure not going to let a man sleep with my child alone ever for any reason. So, I mean, I definitely, yeah, I believe it. Anna said, does she blame her daughter for the abuse? When she mentions the Woody Allen comment, she does reference it as if Maddie was coming on to him somehow. So I think so, honestly, especially considering how much she protects Stefan. Hey, Martha, good to see you. Martha said Jen and Stearns have business relationship and Maddie was the product they were selling. I think it's definitely a possible speculation.
There's a side of me that wants to say he's innocent, that this isn't happen, but who else's penis could that be? She's not left alone with anyone else.
And why would they be on his phone?
Yeah, why would they be on his phone exactly?
I don't know what to
We can
do.
revisit that. Because after we're done talking to him, I'll probably come back and talk to you for a little bit, just give you an update and stuff like that, okay?
Can I make one decision now and change my mind later? If I decide not to press charges now, could I change my mind and press charges later?
It's a lot to digest. Okay, so I don't want to make you answer that right now, you know. But when we come back, we'll talk more about it. Okay, when I come back.
Just take some time to process everything.
Because you're going through a lot right now. But right now, I mean, in my eyes, it sounds bad, but almost secondary, because we want to find out first and worry about this afterwards. She's our main focus.
That's where I'm at. I know that the sexual acts happened, but I'm not convinced that he didn't take her to school. I'm not convinced that he's the reason she's gone. Because if this had been going on for so long, what's the motive? Why Monday? Why that day? Why the day after her, when we were supposed to spend the entire week together and have such a great time? Like, we had plans. Like, we knew we were just going to be together that week and we were going to have a good time. So I just can't think, like, why?
When you say what's the motive, what are you assuming?
This is where we get into that territory of the sex stuff's not evil, but the murder is. Like, ma'am, who else I mean, again, that tells me that you knew about it. You see, my thought process has been that she knew about the SA, but she didn't know about the homicide because she saw them as being in a relationship. And she was like, well, they love each other. Like, they're going to get married when she turns 18. He would never physically hurt her, even though he had been physically hurting her for years. Like she can believe that. It doesn't make sense unless you think that unless you say she already knew about the sexual abuse and thought it was okay for whatever fucked up reason, excuse my language. And then, but she was like, of course, he would never kill her. That's the only way that statement has any bearing of possible sense. And again, I don't know who the hell you are or have to be to think that that man having relations with your child is not abuse. I don't know what kind of mother could know that was going on and not kill that person where they stand. Because I would have caught. Yeah, I'd be in the jail for murder. Tell you that.
That she was taken. Not that anyone that I know has done something to her, because I feel like nobody I know would do something to her, would hurt her, would murder her, anything like that. I feel like, shoot. I just wonder if we're, like, I know the sexual acts happen, but I wonder if that's just completely separate to her actually going missing. And
because you knew the sexual acts happened before they just told you that. That's the only way that makes sense. Because, I mean, even at that, why wouldn't you be like, okay, well, damn, I really didn't know about this. What if my child had said no or wanted it to stop and was threatening to tell me? And so he killed her to keep her quiet. But that's not a thought process of yours. Your thought process is, I know the sexual stuff, it's happening. You're telling me that, but I still don't think he would kill her. The only way, again, that makes sense is if you already knew about the sexual abuse and you thought for whatever reason he loved her so much he wouldn't kill her. That's the only way it makes sense to me. They never said she was already dead, only she did. I didn't remember. Did they just say that, Lil Red? Let me know. She is infuriating. She's way too calm, said Tony. Bazzer said, who says comments like that? Right. She just brought up murder. Okay, wait a minute. Let's back that up. I'm going to back it up about a minute.
why that day? Why the day after her, when we were supposed to spend the entire week together and have.
Oh, right. She's missing at this point in time. I backed it up a little bit more. She's still missing. She has no idea about murder. Good catch. Good catch.
Penis could that be?
I backed it up.
Anyone else?
Why would they be on his phone?
Yeah, why would they be on his phone exactly?
Thank you, Lil Red and Bad Girl.
Okay, we can revisit that. Because after we're done talking to him, I'll probably come back and talk to you for a little bit, just give you an update and stuff like that, okay?
Can I make one decision now and change my mind later? If I decide not to press charges now, could I change my mind and press charges later?
It's a lot to digest. Okay, so I don't want to make you answer that right now, but when we come back, we'll talk more about it. Okay, when I come back.
Just take some time to process everything.
Because you're going through a lot right now. But right now, I mean, in my eyes, it sounds bad, but almost secondary because we want to find out first. Then worry about this afterwards. She's our main focus.
That's where I'm at. I know that the sexual acts happened, but I'm not convinced that he didn't take her to school. I'm not convinced that he's the reason she's gone. Because if this had been going on for so long, what's the motive? Why Monday? Why that day? Why the day after her, when we were supposed to spend the entire week together and have such a great time? Like, we had plans. Like, we knew we were just going to be together that week and we were going to have a good time. So I just can't think, like, why?
When you say what's the motive, what are you assuming?
That she was taken. Not that anyone that I know has done something to her, because I feel like nobody I know would do something to her, would hurt her, would murder her, anything like that. I feel like, shoot. I just wonder if we're, like, I know the sexual acts happen, but I wonder if that's just completely separate to her actually going missing and just, I don't know what to think.
That's interesting. Yeah, because right now she's supposed to be just missing. Now, I mean, I don't understand why there was no thought process of what if Stefan took her and put her somewhere because she was going to tell me something, or for whatever reason he just wanted her to be quiet. He wanted her to disappear for a little bit. Like, why are we jumping straight to murder? Like, that's a hard one because, like, I could say, like, okay, he's doing the CSAM stuff, and she's like, but he wouldn't hurt her. I don't think he would hurt her, which is fucked up. But if she's going to go that route, you're still implying that she's deceased and not just missing or taken, which is not, I don't understand why you would think that, or why you would let your mind even go there when your child's missing. Miss Jim Morrison said, I watched a video where Jen's chopping arms means she's lying. Oh, shucks, we had plans for a great weekend. He wouldn't hurt her this weekend. We had plans. That's an interesting thought. Rhonda said, Jen, they just showed you that he'd been hurting your daughter for years. Jen is so frustrating. Carolina said, no, that's not where you are at. She knows everything. Everything she's been saying makes me believe she knows exactly why the big leap into murder. Right. That doesn't make sense. Orange Rose said because there's a motive to both Stephen Stearns and Jen Soto, and they need her gone so they would not get found out. She really just told on herself there. I mean, and that goes into the, if she was with child and they're like, oh shit, now she's pregnant, and now what, you know? Especially the glasses picture looking like an adolescent. Always my thought as well. Oh, I don't know if y'all have seen, but there's a picture of her in the pool on Stefan's shoulders, and that was taken a day after he first abused her. Love to hunt. Good to see you. It said she has admitted that she knows the sexual stuff happened, but no, Jen, no, but yeah. Megan, lastly, said, I have to listen with my headphones because my daughter is so nosy. Aw. And if you think I would let her sleep in bed with any man, that's the most insane part of this whole case. Right. Plans for what? That's a good question. Plans for the weekend or what? Just sit there and what are the plans for the week? That's a good question. What were you planning on doing?
You don't think Stefan has anything to do with her going missing?
I don't feel like he why?
I'm just asking.
No, I know. But I'm just trying to figure out, like, what would be the reason? Where would he take her? There's nowhere I can think that he could take her that I hadn't heard of or known about or would be familiar with, because if not, I would tell you, okay, she could be here, she could be here, she could be here. There's nowhere I can think of.
Jenny Jen, thank you for letting me know where we were at in this audio last night and about the other stuff too. I really appreciate it. I shouted you out earlier for letting me know. I appreciate that. She obviously isn't worth defending, said Jennifer. Malibu Surf said, sick woman. You surround yourself with people who are as sick as you if you're sick like Jen Soto, right? Hey, Queen of Hearts. She doesn't want to press charges, and that says so much to me. Plans to show everyone she can get a man. Real quick, I got 2 comments, and we'll get back to it. The way she placed her hands on Stefan's head shows her discomfort. On his shoulders, she was so uncomfortable. Yeah, in the pictures with Maddie, yeah. That poor picture, you feel like Maddie didn't want to touch his head. All their plan, and Jen flickering her big mouth. Yep.
Who does he know that lives in St. Cloud? You know where St. Cloud is.
I do know where St. Cloud is. Does he know anyone in St. Cloud?
Him or you?
I know people in St. Cloud.
Where? Where do they live?
I haven't seen him in a long while though. But one person lives close to Harmony. So driving all the way down St. Cloud, passing St. Cloud a little bit. One person lives in St. Cloud, like off the old Canoe Creek Road.
Okay.
Anyone he knows, I can't think of anyone that he would know.
Has
I know-
Stefan ever went with you to visit any of your friends in St. Cloud?
No.
So you're not sure, does he know anybody in St. Cloud?
I'm not sure if he knows anyone in St. Cloud. I know the girl he dated or was sleeping with. I guess it's technically Kissimmee off of Michigan. It's technically Kissimmee. So no, it's not St. Cloud.
Let me ask you this. Now, can you get a little bit more in depth? Why would his car be in St. Cloud Monday?
I know he was going to a bunch of gaming stores, video game stores. Maybe not video game stores, but like board game store, like where he can buy little miniatures and stuff. He also plays a card game. Also, I think he was looking for cards that day. A card game called Dorcana. I know he headed up. I think he told me the shops were off of 192 somewhere. I'm not sure how far they were. I don't know if they were in St. Cloud. But I know he headed in that direction Monday while I was at the doctor's appointment. Or no, just kidding. After.
Okay.
I can't stand that. Oh no, just kidding.
When's the last time you've been in your car in St. Cloud?
Me?
Again, yeah, this audio is not from the interview on the screen. I just played it so we'd have something to look at while we listen to it. This audio is where Jen is shown the CSAM, and it's got stuff that was redacted before that's now unredacted that we were kind of listening for.
While you look for that, did anybody else drive your car while you guys were looking for other than Stefan?
No. The last time I was in St. Cloud was February 7th. I had a doctor's appointment over there.
Okay. Who would have been driving your car between Monday and now? Other than you?
Stefan.
3 o'clock in the morning?
If he says he was out driving around, trying to look, think of places to look for her.
You didn't go with him to look? Why?
I had to stay home, take my meds, and go to sleep.
Okay. All right. So just to be clear, your roommates or nobody else has access to your car other than him? Nobody has a key to your car other than him or you?
The only key they would have access to would be the spare.
So Allison said, but he wouldn't have to kill the girl if mom already knew he was abusing her. Mom could help in getting an abortion. So you think, okay, why do you think that Jen's response is so nonchalant when she's shown the photos? Not trying to attack you, and I don't want anybody to attack you. I'm just trying to understand what your thought process is on that, because, you know, we're very welcome to everybody's thoughts and opinions. I'm just curious what you think would be the reason that she didn't react like a normal person would to knowing that her daughter was being abused.
That I keep on a hook by my bedroom door, and anyone can grab that. Would I think my roommates would go into my room and take it? No. But I think the only person that would have was Stefan.
Anything else? Okay. Thank you so much. And once again, I apologize that you have to give the story again, but like I said, now I have to play catch up.
Am I allowed to contact anyone right now or no?
Who do you want to contact?
My sister, my mom keeps calling me, but I'm not really sure what to say at this point.
I mean, you can tell. I can't tell you what to say or what not to say. I will say that we are now taking over the investigation. So, yes, ma'am. And I'll give you my card.
Hey, Bazard, how are you?
I'm good. I hope you and everyone else is doing great today.
Yeah. Doing good. Been busy.
I feel you on that. Yeah, I just want to pop on and talk about something that I was thinking about. What Allison was talking for a quick second, and then that whole weekend thing that Jen was bringing up. And I just had a thought where, what if the idea was that they were planning to do something if Maddie, I'm sorry, was allegedly pregnant. What if they were trying to plan something up that weekend coming up and Stinky fucked it all up? And this is their half-wit attempt at trying to cover up and fix whatever they were trying to do with Maddie before that week.
Okay, so your thought process is they were planning on what, talking to a doctor? And okay, so you're going with if she, okay. Let me put my banner up. This is going to be a trigger warning and a heavy subject. So you're saying if she was with child, they were going to plan to take her to a doctor and then Stefan messed everything up? Or are you saying they were going to try to do something at home?
I'm thinking it could either
Or
go in two ways like that. Either they were going to try to, well, because he was searching up medication, like, weird medication.
Mhm.
And it's like, why would he be looking that up? And I'm thinking if they were either planning to do a botched DIY, well, they probably would have botched it, DIY
Yeah.
abortion of some
Yeah.
type, or they were going to take her somewhere to like probably really, and I know Florida because I have relatives that live down there. There's seedy, I guess clinics if you want to call them that. They would probably do something like that, and he fucked it up. And then of course this is the whole lies and everything else that's catching up on them. This is where they're at right now. Or during that time.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I do want to say that I personally, I don't know. I hope she wasn't with child. I don't know what a motive would be unless she tried to fight back. That's the other motive. We speculate over here, and these are all possible speculations. No, not a plan B. Okay, Stefan was searching the drug sevoflurane. Sevoflurane is an anesthetic that they give you before surgery, and they use it in veterinary clinics. So I'm thinking that they might have had it for the poodles, since they were breeding poodles. Now, I mean, that's a whole horrible route that I try not to talk about too much. He could have also been searching sevoflurane. Maybe he found it in his parents' cabinet or something and wanted to see if he could get high off of it or something. There's a number of reasons. This is just one possible speculation. I don't know.
Right.
Now that I know that they sell Plan B over the counter, because I did see it at like the Walmart emergency contraceptive, I would think they would use that. But if it had been 3 or 4 months, because supposedly the last time he was there was the week of January 1st. Plan B or emergency contraceptives would be for like the first couple of days afterwards. So this would have been a month afterwards. And I do want to tiptoe very carefully around this subject.
Right. Because the closest thing that I'm
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say the closest thing I was gonna compare somewhat to this situation was a little bit with the Chris Watts, where he was looking up, and then from what I've seen and stuff, alleging that the girlfriend was suggesting to him too. The look up, there was I can't think of what it is, but a certain kind of drug to try to induce. I'm brain farting right now. Oh my god, what is it? I guess it's stillbirth, or I'm sorry, what do you call it? When a woman has the body naturally aborts the child or the fetus. I forgot what it's called. I'm brain farting.
So it
Miscarriage. I'm sorry.
depends
Yeah.
on the stage. Miscarriage, it's been called a coffin birth too, depending on the stages.
hmm That. So I
If
was sort of
I
kind
guess
of
that would
thinking,
be if she was full term.
right. That's something that I was kind of thinking as well. Like, it's just weird. I mean, yeah, with the dog thing, it makes sense, but it's just like so random at a time, like so specifically when it comes to her murder and everything else. Like he's researching his stuff a few days ahead of her murder and all this other kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think it was a week or two, but I mean, if he got called and told about it, he might have been searching then.
hmm
Again, it's just a speculation. I don't want to put that on her. I hope to God she wasn't. And like I said, I try to be very, very careful talking about that. Um, I don't know because there's not okay, and it's common to think like it's been brought up before that she could have been with child because when you think about the motive, again, why okay, he's been doing this to her for years without having unfettered access to the point that the mom's letting him sleep in the bed with her alone. So why all of a sudden that day, like the police are saying, why all of a sudden did he do it then? Well, either she
hmm
fought back or something more nefarious was going on. So I think it's a possible speculation. I just want to be careful not to put that on her
Of,
unless she
of
was.
course, of
She could
course,
have
and like I
had
said,
a miscarriage or something.
hmm
Go ahead.
but like I said, it's just a theory of mine. It's something that I thought about, but yeah, until in the trial with I'm assuming with the CSAM or possibly the death penalty trial, at least well, supposedly we'll find out, the truth.
Mm-hmm. Yep. What set him off that Saturday? Right. What set him off to the extent of now she's deceased?
hmm
Sorry. Hey, MM Clark, it's good to see you. Okay. I think we got like 2 more minutes of this interview and then I'll pull another one and we'll listen to it and see if anything's different.
Is there a case number or anything I need to?
Not yet. I don't think so. We have theirs. Yeah, but I don't have ours yet. But just because this is an open investigation, I would highly suggest not to share any information outside of this room.
So yeah, the rumor that she was going back, the rumor that she had been released by the family that she was not with child, I don't think that that's true. We haven't heard anything yet, and judging by the way the police ask questions, it
hmm
makes me wonder if they were going down that avenue too because they asked the best friend about their cycles and they asked about the pregnancy test on the under the table, but to be fair, that's before they found her body and did the autopsy.
Right.
I'd have to listen again to the interrogation interview and refresh my memory on that to see if they ask her questions that seem like they could be wondering if Jen knew about her being pregnant, because by the time the immunity interview goes on, they've done the autopsy and things. And we saw the autopsy or the DNA results, and it
hmm
said that she had blood, but again, that could be from a miscarriage. I don't know if she was
hmm
with child. If she's not, I don't like to put it on her, but we'll
Right.
find out
Well,
at trial. That's all.
because then, yeah, because then the other thing that people will say is that the whole coin thing. So that's like I
Mm-hmm.
guess you can say like another aspect of the theory. But yeah, until it goes to
Yeah.
trial, then we're just like you say, we're speculating.
Yeah, right. Right.
Okay. All right. Thank you, ma'am. And I'll be back in a little bit.
They're whispering. I'm trying to hear it.
hmm
I'm going to back that up just a little bit. She asked about the cell phone. Hold on. I can't tell. I think she asked for Madeline's cell phone, or she asked about something that was on his cell phone. That was interesting at the end. I couldn't tell though.
Mhm.
Okay, let me see. Let's go to this one. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna pull another interview real quick. Do.
I definitely do think
We
they
can
were.
do.
Mhm. Oh, I was just let you do your. I was just gonna say,
Go ahead.
yeah, I think they were definitely suspicious after this interview. At least once they showed her, and I thought it was interesting how they had the two male detectives and the female, the one that interviewed Stinky, earlier to the day or two before. But I thought it was interesting they had, men and women interviewing her that time, and I think they wanted to see her reaction of just how, well, this is your child being abused. I think I talked like this yesterday. I think they were testing her, but it is still interesting that, yeah, I don't know, they just didn't really go after her a lot more. But then I heard someone else was saying maybe they had a way and plan not to like fully hit on her on that, because she still wasn't technically like she didn't get her Miranda rights and everything. So it would be like they would have threw that out if they did try to investigate her harder. Now that I think about it.
Yeah. I think at this point, I think that interview is what made them go at her harder for sure, because she said a lot of
Mhm.
things in that interview that's like,
Mhm.
ma'am, what is even going on?
Just to not
Okay.
saying I don't want to charge them. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna make anybody be suspicious, because it's not normal at all whatsoever.
Mhm. Mhm.
Miss Jim Morrison said Jen said she allowed the slumber parties when they watched movies. Well, it was a school night. She sent them to bed. She texted Stephen at 12 a.m. and said to go to sleep. What did she hear in room number 4? That's a good question. I wonder
Mhm.
what she heard to know that they were still up.
Mhm.
Um, so I have the interview where Stephen I think it's the one where he recaps the day she went missing. It's 43 minutes, so we'll try to do that one today too. Mayla's mom said, not to sound insensitive, but I don't think Maddie threatened to tell. I think it's possible this was like Naziah Harris case, in my opinion. Yeah, that case, I got fired up about it. I'm still following
Yep.
that for when they go to trial, but that case
Mhm.
had me cussing, because you see that video where that child's obviously pregnant, and the teachers, the school, CPS, not a damn person did a damn thing. And I'm furious. I am livid with all of the people surrounding her. The
It
Naziah Harris case.
hurt.
It was
Yeah.
related to
Yeah.
Maddie, because she was abused like Maddie, but that's it. If
Mhm.
somebody had seen Madeline Soto as pregnant as Naziah Harris
Mhm.
looked, somebody would have done something. That case sets me ablaze. I'm not even going to talk about it today.
I know. I understand.
Sorry,
Because her
Basil. Did
case.
you say something?
No, it's fine. Yeah, I was just gonna say it reminds me of one of my favorite movies that always gets me emotional, The Green Mile, when he says they
Oh
always
yeah,
kill you with their kindness. And I think with her situation, I think Naziah was fully warped by that fucking asshole, and he took advantage of it, and that's how he was able to kill her. I think, unfortunately.
yeah. That might, yeah, because she trusted him.
Mhm. Mhm.
That movie, when you see him holding them 2 twin girls and he's crying and he's like, I don't remember,
Mhm.
it's been years, but like something to the effect of, I couldn't fix it. Oh my God. I cry
Yeah.
like a baby every time that happens in that movie.
That movie always gets me.
Okay.
Every time.
Yeah. I'm like, you don't understand. You don't understand.
Mhm.
Anyway, okay. So I'm going to start this interview. So this should be Stephen recapping the day that Maddie went missing.
Case number 24-11313. Today's date is February 27, 2024. The time is 19:16 hours. We're in Kissimmee speaking with Stefan Stearns. Okay, so I know that you already spoke to the other detective, right, about everything that kind of happened today. If you can just kind of go over it with us one more time, the timeline from like when you guys woke up and took.
I don't think this is the one that I just put out. I think the one I just put out is shorter. I'll definitely check it real quick. I don't want to play the one that's already out. I'm going to play this while I check real quick.
Her to school and all
Mhm.
that.
So we woke up early. The plan was that we were going to get McDonald's breakfast on the way, so we made amazingly good time.
I don't mean to interrupt you, okay? Neither of us were here yesterday, so if you can be kind of like specific about like times and
Again, the objective is if you hear something different in this interview that you have not heard before, let me know so I can write it down. We're sleuthing together.
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that, okay?
Woke up around 7:15, somewhere around there, which is an early start for us, but we
No.
talked about getting McDonald's breakfast beforehand, so we want to make good time. We did make good time. We got out the door maybe 7:30, 7:45-ish, maybe. Got over to that area. She was asleep in the car most of the time, just snoozing until we got there. We got to McDonald's. We're close to McDonald's. I said, "You still want it?" She wasn't interested in McDonald's anymore, so we continued on. And she wanted to be dropped off a little down the ways from the school. She's got this phase that she's been into lately where she's very particular about what car she's seen getting out of in front of the school. She prefers her mom's car, but my cars are, I guess, kind of empties. I get it. It's an image thing. But that was sometime probably between 8:20 and 8:40-ish, somewhere in there. It was along the stretch of the road that on the right side that has all the communities on it. Before you get to the overpass. We could see the overpass from where it was. So it was on that side, on that stretch of road, and that's where I dropped her off. She said she was going to go wait for her friends. She was going to go find them and hang out and wait for her friends. And I asked if that was going to be okay. She said, yeah, it's fine. Kids get dropped off early enough as it is. It's not totally unusual for that to happen. It's just not usually that early that I drop her off. I do school runs every once in a while. I said, okay. Let her out. Have a good day. Love you. Thanks. Love you too. And I turned around and was driving away and was watching her in my rearview mirror to make sure that she was going where we were supposed to go. And she was moving in that direction, but she was rummaging around in her backpack or something. What I assumed was probably headphones or something like that. But I find out later that she forgot her phone here, so she may have been rummaging for her phone. But she was still kind of making her way towards that direction, so it looked okay. It looked like any other day. And I just continued on.
Okay. When you said you dropped her off like in the area, kind of like where exactly did you drop her off?
So if you pull down the street.
Mercedes said, I want to change my YouTube name to Do You Have Memory Problems? That would be funny. That would be funny. I like her with the Do You Have Memory Problems?
Going towards the school. You've got that whole strip of communities on the right side there. It was in that stretch of sidewalk there. We pulled in and maybe about halfway up the street or so, and she was like, right here's good.
Was it like in one of the apartment complexes, the church?
Not in, it was outside from the apartment. It was just on the sidewalk on the side of the road there, just like a tuck and roll, you know?
Okay, so like if I were to be on the road, what do you remember seeing that you dropped her off at?
I remember the overpass is up ahead. The sidewalk was on the right, row of trees. There's, I think, a median in the middle. And then there was another community maybe across from that before you get to the church. So it was like before the church.
So Town Loop Boulevard's that street that connects to the school.
Yeah.
Is that the street that you...
Is this, which one?
So that's Town Loop Boulevard, right? That's the one that...
And where's the school located here?
The school's right here.
School's right there. Okay, so the school would be on the left in this case. Here's the overpass.
So you guys came from the...
Yeah, we came from Town Loop, I think. Which is Town Center, yeah. So we made a right here and then pulled somewhere about...
So you came from Town Center and turned onto Town Loop.
Yeah, where's the church? Is this the church here?
That's the church.
Okay, so we weren't up to the church yet. So we were pulled on here, and then we pulled maybe about halfway up here, and I dropped her off somewhere in this area here.
And she walked from there to the school?
Yeah.
It's a pretty long way.
It's maybe a block or so, but it's not that.
So that's where they get kind of they're already picking up on his BS. They're like she walked all the way from there to the school. She's like, really? And he's like, yeah, that's kind of a long way, says the other cop. They're already like, I don't know about that, sir. With your Peter Pan voice.
That would be ordinary for her. She likes to do that sometimes. She likes the cold weather. She was wearing her hoodie. She likes the cold walks.
So you dropped her off near Lilac? Does that sound right?
Carrie B says tuck and roll. That's when you jump out of a car while it's still moving. Is he trying to be funny? Yeah, I don't know. It irritates me because I never realized he said that before. And I talk about it on the crazy train all the time. But I mean, I've heard the term too. I've actually done it back in the day. Where you can't slow the car down or stop it or to cut off and you kind of roll out. But anyway, that's not important. It's weird to me. Yeah, I guess he's trying to be funny. I definitely hope that child wasn't tucking and rolling at any point in her life.
Yeah, it wasn't at a cross street. It was just the sidewalk there.
So did you merge into the sidewalk, or did you stop in the middle of the street, or?
I just pulled over to the sidewalk there. Let her hop out.
How often do you drop her off?
This might be the 5th or 6th time I've ever done it.
Okay. And when you drop her off, where do you normally drop her off at?
Normally down the street from the school. She requests that a lot.
Like the same area or somewhere else?
Especially if it's sometimes in the church parking lot, sometimes just wherever she tells us to let her out. As long as it's close, you know.
So it was halfway between Town Loop and Town Center and the church?
Yeah, it's just in this stretch right here. Like we got about maybe halfway up.
Okay.
It was there.
The McDonald's that you guys were going to stop at, did you pull into the plaza at any point?
No, she.
Oh, can you pause for a
the
second?
idea before we even.
Yep.
So, okay. The thing that always bugged me about him saying why he dropped it off so early, well, at the church, was that, wait a minute, if Jen says that she basically likes to get there beforehand, and even like when like picking up Maddie, it was like she wanted to be the first one in line. So why would they get up that early in the morning to where then it's 8 or whatever? Then she tells him, "Oh, drop me off near this church that's still like a distance away from my school." When it's like, well, wouldn't he get there first and just drop her off at the school early anyway?
Right. I've thought that too. I guess the excuse was that her friends would be at the church and not at the school, but that doesn't even make sense either, because if you're going to drop your children off so early, why not drop them off at the school? We always had the commons area, which was like the cafeteria before. Well, it was right outside the cafeteria, and we all stood there and talked until it was time, until the bell rang.
It was the same thing for me in my middle school and high school. Like, if half the time I would take either the bus, because we lived in a district where the bus would come get us, or my family would drop me off, and it would just be like that. Or I picked up a ride with a friend.
Yeah.
So it'd be like, why would I want to get up so early in the morning just to be parked off at a church that was like still was like half a mile ish to get to the school? It doesn't make sense. And you're still going to be technically early to go to the school.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't make sense, and that's a good point. I'm glad you pointed that out. Now, her grandma said that she had picked her up from the school in the afternoons, but I guess because the school closes early and children would walk there and hang out. But I mean, again, after school, we hung out in the parking lot. We hung out all over the place, like fast food, the Walmart parking lot, or whatever, because it was after school. But before school, it was always at the school. Like, yeah, that doesn't make sense. Thank you for pointing that out.
I just recently was just thinking about that when I listened to this interview a while back too. It was like, okay, that still doesn't make sense, the timeline. That's why they kept questioning her. Well, the Hispanic detective, she kept questioning him about the timeline.
Yep. Hold on, my phone locked. I'm not using the same app I just was. Okay.
What do you mean by 86?
Poo-pooed the idea. Didn't want it anymore.
Okay.
Wasn't in the mood anymore.
At any point while you were driving to the school, did you make a U-turn?
Yeah, I tried to sell her on McDonald's one more time because I was still kind of hungry, but at that point she was also just wanting to get to school.
Okay,
so we
where
turned right back around.
did you make that U-turn at?
Actually, the school park, not the school parking lot, the church parking lot. I pulled into that, turned around, and pulled back out. Did a UE there and went back to the McDonald's. And she still wasn't having it, and that's when we came back. See, the McDonald's is on the same town loop or town center. It connects to the same road that the
Mm-hmm.
That the school's on?
Yeah,
So
so
town
it's like a straight shot.
So you guys came from, just so I can kind of get a good visualization, town center, and where did you come from, town center?
Town center. So where's the McDonald's? I'm so bad at reading these. I'm sorry. So we
This
came.
is all town center.
So this part I had an issue with, because if you had just driven it the day before, you wouldn't have to look in a map. You would be able to say, oh, well, as soon as we left there, we turned this way. Even if you didn't know what the name of the road was, you could say, what I did was I made a U-turn. I turned left on this road. I got 3 or 4 stoplights up. I turned right. And then when I turned right, I went down 2 stop signs, and then I turned left. Like, why are you not able to do that? Why are you having to look at the map and be like, oh, where's McDonald's? Because you didn't go there. And they know it.
That obviously, yeah, that was a huge major red flag for them when he couldn't remember where the McDonald's was specifically.
Right. And you just went there. Stop it.
I'm sorry.
So we came across on Town Loop, I believe. Is that the school is that the road that the school is on?
No, this is town center. So
Okay.
you said you were on town center, and then you made a right on town loop, which is
Yeah.
the one that takes you to the school,
Yes, correct.
right?
I think you asked her.
But what I'm saying is before town loop, or I'm sorry, for town center, what street did you take?
I'm so sorry. I'm bad with the streets around here.
How do you usually get to the school?
I just take John Young and then wait till I see the McDonald's and make a left there, and then follow that around, and that goes straight into the road that the school is on. Just use the landmarks, and I don't memorize the street names.
That's stupid.
He is pathetic.
Is that true?
Isn't he? Isn't he?
It's so stupid. You
Yeah,
live in
and he thinks he's not.
Yeah, no, it's like, yeah, I was just gonna say he's been living and doing horrible stuff to this girl for years. He should know the freaking area at least.
Right. Yeah, he lived there for well, they've been together 7 years. I know they lived in that condo at one point, but like from the time they got together, and then when Juan was there, they lived there, and then they moved out and got the condo. Like, there's no way you don't know the street names. And even if you don't, again, you could be like, I drove 2 stoplights up, I made a left, 2 stoplights again, made a right. I mean, just he was so obvious from the very get-go.
Yeah, but that's why I'm glad that there are certain detectives that I'm really happy that they were able to easily catch him so early on.
Yep. Yeah. I think it gosh, yep, y'all been saying her name and I just forgot it off the top of my head.
Right.
I like her.
Yeah,
She's the
but
one that fussed at me,
yeah.
though.
No, I absolutely love her. Yeah, I absolutely love her because she was just like straight to the point. Like when she starts questioning with the when the cameras show that he left at a certain time and everything, like, well, the camera's showing this.
Yep. Yep. She's not having none of his BS. Was Mr. Magoo driving, said Lori.
Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one.
Yeah, his ADHD. Sorry about that. They're over in that field shooting again. If y'all hear it, I'm sure you do. All right, I'm going to play this. I was trying to see what the comment said, but I'll see in a minute. Oh, yeah, they've got Miss Jib Morrison said so. He pulled in the school parking lot and didn't drop her off. Yeah, they got him coming out of the school parking lot at 8:10. And I'm like, wow, you're freaking stupid AF.
Yeah, so this is JYP.
I mean, at the McDonald's, you turn right?
And then you said you made a left at the McDonald's? So that's Jungyoung Parkway, you're going north
left
on
to McDonald's and then go around, and then that shoots straight into the road that she's on.
Okay. Because that's...
I believe that's the correct road.
Yeah, well, that's the fastest way to get there. But you told me you came from Town Center and Town Loop.
I'm sorry, I don't know the street names.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So,
I'm doing my
no,
best.
that's okay. So now that we know that you came from Jungyoung Parkway and you made a left on Town Loop,
Mhm.
so you passed the McDonald's.
Yeah, that was when she said no to McDonald's the first time.
Okay. So you guys keep on going on Town Loop.
Yeah. But at that point, we still had a lot of time to kill. Very early.
So what did you guys do?
Drove towards the school, made a U-turn, came back, tried to do the McDonald's thing again. She didn't want it.
So where did you, one more time, where did you do the U-turn at?
It probably was right by the church because it was still way too early for school. It was on that stretch of road. They had the meeting there, the separation, so that left turn where the church is, they make a U-turn there.
And then after you dropped her off, what did you do?
Stayed, talked to her for a minute. Made sure, is it all right that you're going early? Because it was still early.
Mm-hmm.
She said, yeah, it's fine. I'm gonna hang out and wait for my friends to get there, which she does sometimes. So it didn't sound, outrageous or anything. That was it. Told her to have a good day. I loved her. She told me she loved me too. I turned around to leave, and I was watching her in my rearview mirror. And she looked like she was walking in the right direction. She was rummaging in her bag a little bit, like I said, but still sort of just shambling in the right direction while she was doing it. So it looked normal. It looked okay.
Okay, and then what did you do after you left the area?
I left to go to the local vape shop because I needed some more vape juice. They weren't quite open yet, so I ended up going back home. Waited about an hour or so, and then went back and checked the vape shop again. It was open, so I got what I needed there and came back home.
Do you remember what time you came home?
The first time was probably right around 10, close to it. And then I waited here and went back to the vape shop. Probably finished at the vape shop and came back home again a little after 11.
Okay. You said the first time that you hung out with a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Was there when you got here at 10?
Yes.
Okay.
I think so. She might have been at her blood appointment. Let me double.
So they skipped past the names. They didn't redact it this time. They skipped past it because that wasn't me. That was their audio. So they didn't do that before. So there might be something in this one that is new that we haven't heard since they're skipping past Jen's name. Just thinking out loud.
Check. I know she had a blood appointment at some point during the day.
It's okay. We don't have to ask her right now.
Sorry, everything's a blur.
So she might have been here. She might have not have been here at the first
I
time.
believe she was here because she was sleeping in as much as she possibly could because she's been messed up with a work schedule. So she had to be here because she didn't want to sleep in.
Okay.
I'll double check, but yeah, I believe she was here.
And then what time did you say you left again to the smoke shop?
Maybe after an hour or so, maybe 11 or so.
Okay. And then what time did you get to the smoke shop?
It's maybe 2 minutes away, so not long after that. Stopped in and got beers.
What's the name of the smoke shop?
Eastman Family. It's just over off of John Young. It's not far from the school.
And then after the smoke shop, what did you do? Okay, for how long?
least until maybe 12:30, 12:45ish, something like that.
And then what'd you do after that?
I had a couple errands to run over on 192. She was talking about making a BJ shopping list. She just wanted to make sure I was back in time for us to both go pick up.
Thank you,
I was
Abellis.
visiting some card shops around the area on 192. I'm kind of a nerd, so we had a new trading card game release, and I was seeing what the situation was with it.
Do you remember what places you visited?
Yeah, Coliseum of Comics. Stopped by a couple Targets, and I was going to go to House Rules Games down by Oak and 192. But I didn't make it that far. I got a flat tire on the way.
Do you remember where you got your flat tire?
It was on 192. I pulled into one of those plazas somewhere. It's been about 10 years since I switched out a tire, though, so I made a lot of rookie mistakes and ended up pinning my thumb between the frame and the jack. Yeah, I'm lucky it's not a lot worse than it could have been. As we see, if I'll keep
Do you remember the name of
Oh,
the
can you
plaza?
pause for a sec? I just thought of something.
Do you remember like what?
Yeah.
So in the interviews that they did with Jen, where they were asking him like, I'm trying to remember what day it was, but I know she mentioned that Stefan or Stinky likes to stay up. So I'm wondering, did they ever? I'm trying to remember any of the videos with him. Did they ask him, "Do you normally stay up?" Because why would he? If he stays up like a night owl, why would he still be available to do all this stuff so early in the morning with Maddie and then not be tired? I'm trying to remember if he ever was interviewed, or I know Jen mentioned that he's a night owl. So it'll be like, well, if he's literally a night owl till 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 in the morning, how is he still able to do all this stuff to take Maddie to go to the school?
Yeah, that's a good question. Because the reason she mentions it is because he's driving around all hours of the night. Yeah, I think the story is that he came right after her birthday party. They went upstairs. They were in bed by 11, and because he had to get up early. But then every other night after that, he's out driving around. I don't think they specifically asked him about that, but I do know that she stated it, like you said.
Okay, yeah, because I'm like, did they ever? I wonder if they ever did ask him. Well, we were told that you're a night owl, so how were you able to be so up and about early in this morning when you normally stay up till like what 7 or 8 in the morning anyway?
Right. Yeah. His parents said he was a night owl also, said Anna. Yep. Drugs helped, I guess. That was where my mind went. Wonder if the cops went there.
Probably, yeah.
Good point. His story's already not making sense, though, and they're picking up on it.
Right. Every time I look at these videos, I always find something saying something new always come up.
Every single time.
Stores
It was like right before you got to Oak Grove, so it was one of those little strips.
And then
but I did
after
not
that?
make it back in time because of that. I thankfully had the spare. I put that on and tried to get back in time, but caught every red light on the way. She ended up leaving to pick up Maddie without me. I was about 10 minutes late on that. So I called her and let her know what happened. Apologized profusely because I promised I'd be there with her to go pick her up. Just sat and waited. After that, she had already gone to get her, so I just sat and waited and hung out, straightened up the house a little bit.
Right.
What do you mean you got the call?
Got the call from her. Come out. So we started getting worried. Started making the calls to her family. Be on the lookout. She might be walking to you. That's just when everything sort of started coming down again.
Did you check on the map the south end? I noticed. I'm sorry. She's got her phone, right? Is it normal for her to not have her phone?
Unfortunately, she's severely ADHD, as am I and her mother.
Mm-hmm.
So it is not uncommon at all, and very, very usual thing for her to forget things. She'd forget her head if it wasn't screwed on.
Which we know is a lie because the police told Jen in the interview we were just watching the video from that it was not at all normal for her to forget her phone. That's why they grilled Jen about that. It's not normal for her to forget her phone, and they said she does it all the time.
And then I'm like, is it? I mean, I'm not like saying it's not impossible to live in a household with a lot of people with ADHD, but like literally 3 people with ADHD,
Yeah.
and it's supposedly like real bad ones with each one, or it varies between each one. Like, come on, that's even for me to hard to believe that.
I was muted. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it can be hereditary, but like, yeah, that is an astounding number of people.
Yeah, at least 3 non-related blood. Well, I'm sorry, 2 related and then 1 non-related. Yeah, that's like okay.
Yeah. Mayla's mom said my son has severe ADHD, and the one thing he's not going to forget is his phone. I think most kids are like that, regardless, right?
Yep.
ADHD is overdiagnosed, I believe, too.
A lot of times with boys, from when I remember growing up.
Yeah, boys are just boys. They're just rowdy,
Oh, I remember those days.
in my opinion.
Of course.
Yep.
We're forgetful about, writing her about that. We'll remind her, and then it will leave our mind, and she'll say, okay, and then it will leave her mind.
And is she on medication for this stuff?
Normally, yes. She's been staying with her grandparents a lot this week while her mom was working. So she has not been getting her meds for a while. So she was really squeezed.
Where's mom working? What changed in her hours that she needs all this sleep?
She's training, so it's not a set schedule yet.
Okay.
It's just early this day, late closing time this
So
day.
different hours. Yeah, no, that takes a toll.
So I came up here, she needed help. I split my time between 2 places. I needed a visit. We all needed we're happier together. So.
Sorry.
And where's the McDonald's? So that doesn't make sense.
It was hard for you to hear, but Detective Tangler said, so it doesn't make sense just now.
Mm-hmm.
Because the school's up here?
We're messing up the streets again.
This one's town center, town loop.
We're just trying to figure out your direction of travel, right?
I'm so sorry. I'm so bad with that area over there, Hunters Creek.
You said you made
Why?
a U-turn at church
Yep.
to go see if she wanted McDonald's again, correct? Did you go anywhere else? Because I know you said you had time to kill.
Yeah.
Did you guys go anywhere else?
No, we didn't go anywhere else.
Is there a reason why you would be back on John Young Parkway?
When we tried to go back to McDonald's a second time, we would have left over there instead and just looped around again.
What do you mean?
Just made a circle.
Made a circle house. Can you show me on the map? So this is the McDonald's right here, right?
McDonald's.
That's the McDonald's right there.
So going back down and then just straight shot back down.
You would come down this way?
I can't remember. I'm so sorry.
Yep, I'll go.
Where's the McDonald's?
The McDonald's is right here. This is town loop. So this is Jung Young Parkway. You guys are coming up
this
Jung
is
Young.
McDonald's.
Yep.
And the school's on this corner.
Correct. Somewhere over here.
Mm-hmm.
So we come back out here, there, and then we can take a straight shot back down to the school there. They connect. Town Loop and Town Center connect.
Right.
So where did you make the U-turn?
The U-turn was on the street when we were going to go back to McDonald's. So we drove down to McDonald's here,
All right, so just so I don't get confused, you're going up Jungyung Parkway, right? You're going northbound.
Originally, yes.
Right. You make a left at the McDonald's.
Here, go towards the school.
Okay. How far did you get before you made the U-turn?
Love to hunt. No, they're standing outside during this interview.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you hear the planes going over.
There's another thing I caught when he was saying about the McDonald's thing. It would have been like, well, okay, if she refused to go to McDonald's, it sounds like you wanted to go. Why didn't you get something from McDonald's then? If she didn't want anything.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's another good point. Why didn't you just, I mean, even though, because you circled around because you said you were still hungry, so why not just go through it, especially if you had all this time to kill? All these things do not make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the school right here?
Yep, that's town.
So we got up to here, and then maybe you turned over here, past the median.
Okay. So
And back to McDonald's.
on Lincoln Town.
Still time to kill. She still didn't want the McDonald's, but I did give her a raspberry and cheese Danish.
So did you go through the drive-thru? Did you go
No.
inside?
No, didn't go inside.
Where did you get the Danish from?
Oh, they're Antonines that I brought from home. I gave a couple of those.
Okay.
Heather said he knows the vape shop name, the game and card shop's name, but for the life of him, he has no effing idea of the other places' names. He's being evasive. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, that's so easy
Yep.
to pick up on. Yeah. So
Mhm.
easy.
Donna, a lot of people will keep their like garage door openers and gate clickers and things in their car.
Most people, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean that would be where you would keep it to open the gate or open your garage door or whatnot. I mean, if you're a female, you might have it in your purse, but most of the time I've seen them in
Mhm.
cars.
Mm-hmm.
You think so? You think he came through the gate clicker place and they didn't clock that she was deceased in the car. They didn't pick up on it. You think the McDonald's drive-thru workers would have picked it up? Probably. They see so much mess. They
They would
probably
have
would have been like, yo,
yeah,
something's going
yeah. They would at least if he did go to McDonald's with her in the car, deceased, they would have noticed, well, yeah, we saw what looked like a female slump, back in the front seat. So and then they of course would clock that time frame. They'll figure out, okay, well, it was around this time. So yeah, it's just overall, it's just hearing a stupid idiot trying to explain all these inconsistencies.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Trying to make sense of shit that don't make sense. Hey, sassy Goji.
Totally.
Hey, Scratch the
So we
Paint.
just continued past it again and turned around and said, screw it, and just dropped you off early.
Okay, so you came back around to the McDonald's.
Mm.
And then right onto the school road from there.
What's
Mhm.
is that back on Jungyung Parkway
Yeah,
or?
back on the John Young Parkway. It comes down here, and then here's Town Center again.
So then you took Town Center
Yes.
the second time around.
Yes, and then made a right down to the school.
Do you
Okay.
remember what time you dropped her off?
I estimated it to be sometime between 8:20, 8:40.
Are you on your phone? Do you have Google Maps?
I do, but I wasn't mapsing it.
When you're giving her rides, does she sit in the front or the back?
She sits in front.
Do you mind if I look at your maps real quick?
Yeah, it's fine.
Thanks.
And just to confirm, also you said so the second time around, you said you went up Jungyung Parkway. You went through Town Center this time, made it right on Town Loop, and then you said you
And
dropped
it
her
was right here in this stretch area.
around this. Okay, which was before the underpass.
Correct, before the underpass, just before the church. The church was ahead on the left, the underpass was just beyond that, and school was just on the other side of the underpass. So maybe
Okay, on the left-hand side.
maybe a block away.
Okay, and you said that that's typical of her to walk that distance.
Yeah, she likes the morning walks when it's cool. She doesn't like being seen getting out of certain cars. Being a middle schooler, it's an image thing. And she will sometimes like to hang out and wait for her friends. She's known to do that.
Do you want to just take a picture of your history?
Yeah, that's fine.
And that time would have been, you said, around
8:20ish, 8:30s, sometime between 8:20 and 8:40.
What time does she go into class?
She has to be there no later than 9:15. Doors open at 8. I mean, doors open at 9, I think.
Carolina said, wait, didn't he forget his phone? He did. He doesn't have his phone during this time, but it's because he didn't want to be tracked. Hi, Guilty of Crime. It's good to see you. I'm so sorry for those of you talking about the things you've been through and things that have happened. I'm so sorry. If you ever need to talk to somebody, I'm available through email. My email is allegedly speculating. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, definitely hit her up if you ever want to chat with Alleged.
Yeah, thank you, Bazard. Everybody's loving that you're up here. They love to have a male perspective.
Well, thank you, everyone. I appreciate that. Oh yeah, some just came up too. What was I gonna say? It just came up with what oh, the dropping off thing. So he just said that the school opens at what? 9 or something? Okay. So then it's like,
Yep.
wait a minute. Yeah, why would you drop her off over an hour before the 9 o'clock? That doesn't make sense. You could just drop her off at the school.
My computer takes so long to unmute. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't make sense. Even if she wanted to, again, like we were just talking about, even if she wanted to hang out with her friends, she could have done it at the school, in front of the school or something. At this school is weird to me. I'm not talking crap or anything. It's weird to me how they don't open the doors until 9. Like where do the buses come? Where I mean, you got all the buses coming in 10 minutes so the kids can get to class on time, and then they're closed at 4:30, even though there's after school football, basketball.
That is weird hours.
to
Well,
me.
because here in Georgia, it's when I remember in middle school and high school, it was basically I'll say like 7 or 8 when the doors open. So it would make sense then to wake up real early at, let's say, maybe 6 or even sometimes 5, but usually 6 or 7, somewhere around there. So that doesn't to me make sense where it's like, well, if the school opens at 9, why would you even still wake up almost? He keeps saying, oh, it was like 7 or something, but I keep thinking it was a lot earlier when they started doing the activities, at least early in the morning before he decided to leave the house with her. So it's just so bizarre.
Yeah, he said they wanted to get an early start so they could go by McDonald's, and he's seen by the dumpster at 7:35, and it's a 20-minute drive to the school. So that would have put him at the school at 8 o'clock. Add time to stop through McDonald's, and let's say it's backed up. Add 20 more minutes. That's 8:20, and the doors don't even open till 9.
Yeah. When he said that, yeah, if I was like one of the detectives, I would have been like, wait a minute, why did you guys get up earlier again?
Right. Freaking again, stinky don't make sense.
No, and then the cameras, the cameras is going to be the biggest factor, and I don't know why him and Jen, Potato, I should say, didn't think about the cameras.
Right. Yep.
And school officially starts around 9:20 or 9:28, I think.
Okay. Still though.
And when you drop her off, is that earlier than typical, later than
The doors open at 9 and it gives them till 9:20. That's enough time for them to get to class. But still, I mean, that's even worse. Like class don't even start till 9:20 and you dropped her off a damn hour early up the street.
Exactly. Dumbest.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they smelled the BS from the beginning.
Any reasonable, yeah, even if you weren't a detective, I think any of us would be like, well, that's still weird. Why would you drop someone off almost, let's say, even you got up 2 or maybe almost 3 hours before the school even opened?
Yeah.
Just to
And
go to
Jen
McDonald's.
didn't see anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's insane.
than typical, around the same time?
Earlier than typical. We had made really good time that morning, and with the subtraction of McDonald's, we had more time than usual.
Using big words.
She said it was okay. She was. It would be fine.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw what direction she walked to after you dropped her off?
Yeah, it looked like she was moving towards the direction of the school like she was supposed to.
Was she still on the right side of the road, or did she
She
cross
was
over?
when I left her. Yeah, she was still on the right side.
What kind of phone is this?
S23. That's right. I think.
I don't know how to work this thing.
I'm sorry, I barely know how to work it myself.
I'm an iPhone person.
Nah,
Is it okay if I go in your settings real quick? I just want to see if you're logged on to your Google.
I am not logged on to my Google with that, actually.
Is it okay if I check?
Yeah.
Does she have any other devices besides that phone? Any other electronics?
She had her school laptop with her.
Is that still supposed to be with her?
Still supposed to be with her, yes.
And what kind of book bag does she carry?
Black book bag with like grayish blue hibiscus flowers on it, like a print.
When she leaves in the mornings, where does she usually put her phone?
Either in a backpack or like her back pocket. Kind of wherever she just thinks to put it at the time.
Hold on, I don't know how to use this phone. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
I don't know if you've probably been asked already, but she's never ran away or been away for longer than a certain period of time, amount of time. Like that.
No, she's very dependent on this. I don't think she'd know what to do if she did run away. She's not the type. She's a good kid.
Besides the ADHD, is she diagnosed with anything else?
Yeah, she was tested a while back and had some symptoms of autism. So she's potentially on the spectrum there.
Okay.
She was officially diagnosed with it when she was younger, and she was retested and said, well, she shows symptoms of being on the spectrum, but maybe not full-on autistic.
Trauma.
Yeah.
Is this what you use to go places?
Yes. Go places, search addresses, look at store hours, write reviews. It's a pretty new phone though.
So right here where she's asking all these questions about, is this the phone you typically use? And you know, you want to seem unsuspicious when you knowing you did a factory reset, and that's why all this stuff isn't there. Why wouldn't that be the time you say, oh, you might not be seeing things because I did a factory reset? Instead of saying all these other things. Like, think she wasn't gonna know?
Good point. That's a good point.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Did you want to say something?
Oh yeah. I was just like, it just would have been, this whole thing with his defense lawyer is just annoying, but I get it. But yeah, it just would have been like, why didn't I'm assuming the judge might say, well, why didn't the defendant, if the defendant say they had a factory reset, why didn't he let them know? So
Right.
then it'd be like, okay, well, I had a factory reset in my phone.
Right. Because I mean, you can tell that they're like, okay, this is sus. Do you use, I mean, if I had done a factory reset and they're like, is this the phone you always use? And again, I'm going to be like, yeah, but it might not have anything on it because I did a factory reset. Like, and I mean, it's got to be, I mean, even if I had done something, if I was trying to look less suspicious, I'm going to tell you that up front so it looks less suspicious. Like, I guess he really thought they weren't going to be able to tell, just like he really thought that that factory reset was going to erase everything.
Yeah, a lot of these predator, well, at least the ones that use their technology a lot for the crimes, they always think that they can just get rid of it. They're not like some super hacker or anything like that. And then his dumbass, of course, had
Right.
thousands of saved images.
Yeah. Thousands of saved images from them sleeping into bed maybe 5 times. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Oh
Yep,
yeah,
he did
yeah.
it 2 times.
On the top of my fingers, like maybe 5 times. I don't know. Stop asking me questions. I don't know.
Basically, right. Ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Have we had any updates?
We literally have like 50 people right now on scene looking. I don't know if there's any updates. The best person would be the other detective because he's the one that is in charge of all this.
I don't think I've eaten anything since yesterday.
Oh, boo-hoo. Boo-hoo.
I'm sure you guys are worried.
I bet that's why his attorney brought up the fact that he hadn't eaten, and I think he says he's cold in the one that takes place after this. That's why his attorney brought that shit up and was talking about
Right.
Mr. Stearns was wearing shorts and sandals and he hadn't eaten all day and oh my god.
Boo-hoo. Who gives a shit? Boo-hoo-hoo.
Yeah.
You know,
Was
a
Maddie in the
child.
trunk?
Yeah,
Sorry,
I was
go
just gonna
ahead.
say. Yeah, I was just gonna say a child's missing, and he's like, "Oh, I was cold and hungry." Well, what about the child that's missing? Well, that's different, but because she's dead. I mean, she's missing.
Right? I mean, that's the way in his mind, that's probably how he's thinking too, because
Yeah,
number
exactly.
one, he knows he's dead. She's deceased, unfortunately. But number two, he's such a
Mm-hmm.
narcissist. He don't give a shit about nobody but himself and what you can do for him.
Mm-hmm.
The tire change was between 12 and 1. Maddie was in the trunk. No, well, I think he reset his phone after he got back from taking her out of the trunk around 12 or 1. It was
Right,
between 12 and 2, I believe. Mhm.
because he didn't have his phone at the time. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hold on, I should have done. Had my phone unlocked.
When did you come back to help? Pardon?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Like, because you live down south, right? When did you come back up north to help her?
I just got here this weekend.
Do you remember what day it was?
Sunday was the evening after her birthday party.
That's so annoying.
Sunday.
Okay. You got here on Sunday?
It is. His parents say that didn't you go up Saturday evening, and the neighbors thought that they saw him Saturday evening. So I've had questions about that.
That's like so stupid. It was probably the Sunday or Saturday. I don't remember.
Yeah, like, sir, it was the day before yesterday. What the fuck do you mean? That's why she's like, do you have problems with your memory?
Oh yeah, I would have been like, "Are you stupid?" I guess.
Basically.
I should start doing, like I said, voice acting between him and Jen. I think I should, like, if you guys want me to do voice
Yeah.
acting for him, let me know.
We need to get an AI app that will like put Jen Soto and Stefan into AI, and like they do with the little cartoon characters, make cartoon
Oh
characters of
yeah,
Stefan and Jen, and you do the voice behind it and make them say all kinds of shit.
I would love doing that.
Mm-hmm. Miss Jim Morrison said, "What parent wants to see their child in those images, knowing that is the last time they were alive?" Jen asked to see more. She said Stephen Stearns is a liar and not trustworthy, but she's not trusting law enforcement. Right? She's trusting him more than law enforcement. Good point.
Yeah, good point, Foxy. Really good point.
Oh, that was hold on. That was Mrs. Jim Morrison. Foxy said he moved her to the trunk before he went to the house to hang out with Jen after her blood appointment before she left for after school pickup. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Also, great, and thank you for pointing that out. Okay. Yeah, he was using Telegram too, Anders.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they talk about the pictures, some of the pictures being when Stephen was wearing that red Deadpool shirt, and he's wearing the red Deadpool shirt first thing in the morning too. That's what makes me think that it was possibly some kind of accident while he was abusing her. I think that they have pictures from a few moments before she died. There's a lot of things like the state's attorney's office writing the letter to the sheriff talking about you released a photo of the killing of a minor child. They said it twice in that letter, and then said the crime scene photo. People said it was the crime scene photo, but I still have questions.
Well, I mean, yeah. Once the trial,
I
with the
think they
season
have a
trial hit-
photo of him killing her. I
Yeah,
really
yeah.
sorry.
Oh no, yeah. I was saying
Go
once
ahead.
the CSIM trial hits, I think that would be something that'll pop up if they do actually have the
Yeah.
photos of in moments between the murder.
Yeah, I think they're going to bring that up too if they have it.
And I just know it's the defenses will try to have that not used or like try to be put in.
Yeah, they submitted that motion to have the Google phone evidence thrown out, and then also the Google Drive evidence that they got from the Google phone, which is like the whole CSAM case.
Mm-hmm.
I hope the judge sees right through that.
8:30ish, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just in time to make sure that she was doing all her nighttime routines. Waiting for her mom to get home.
You live in North Pole, right?
Yeah, I split my time between the two.
Is that on
places.
Snug Street?
Snug Street?
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. You have a lot of Snug Street on
Yeah,
here.
I split my time between the two.
Is that Broward County or?
Sarasota County, I
Sarasota,
believe,
okay.
or Charlotte County, either way. It's my parents' house. They're old. They need help these days. They got a house full of poodles. It's chaos. So I needed to come back up here and just get away from that.
Right.
Between two deaf old people yelling at each other and yapping all the time, it's enough to drive anyway.
He just made it seem like he's the one who decided for him to come back up. Not that he got the phone call, not that Jen asked, that it was his decision because he needed a break from them.
I think he's just using that as an excuse.
I've never caught that
on his
before.
end. Yeah, that's the first time I really heard that, but I think that's just an excuse of him saying, "Oh, I just needed to leave. My mom and dad were bickering and the dogs."
I could see him now.
Such a little man baby, you know.
He is. I heard that there's this thing called where like male narcissist or whatever, it's called king baby syndrome. And it's I think Stephen has it. Like they gotta have their way all the time.
I can see that.
Yep. Content Angel said, did he just say they have a-hole poodles? No, they have a lot of poodles.
How could you say that about poodles? They're not bad. Especially the golden doodles.
I've never seen a golden poodle.
Oh, golden doodles.
Oh, golden doodles. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did you and your wife, when you guys were looking for where did you guys look?
Me and her stayed local. It was all the rest of the family that mobilized and was beating the bushes. And
Did you guys drive together or separate?
I don't think we drove anywhere when we were looking.
You didn't drive anywhere?
Not that I recall.
Did you guys go anywhere last night? Was that media?
Maybe. I think Fox 35 or something.
Let me, if it is, let me tell him to listen to it.
Okay.
I don't recall. You have to ask her if we went anywhere. I don't recall. I was so zonked out on Ativan at that point. I was a wreck.
And this would have been when?
I don't recall us going anywhere last night, but honestly, at that point, my brain was mush, and I was on so many tranquilizers to keep me stable. It's just.
You said Ativan?
Yeah.
Do you usually take that, or?
Yeah, I have a prescription. I haven't needed it in a long time, though. But
what's that for?
anxiety.
Okay.
I was having these rolling panic attacks and breaking down crying, and I just.
Sorry.
Thank you. Here you go. And it's the only way I could get to sleep last night. And then again this afternoon, that's why I missed your calls. I'm sorry. I took an Ativan and conked out for a few hours. It's the only time when I'm not crying.
My mod, Jenny Jen just pointed out that Jen said that he went looking and he's like, I can't remember. You'll have to ask Jen if we went anywhere. And then Jen says he left by himself. So
That's
that was
right.
another red flag because he left by himself and he's like, I was so messed up, I can't remember. You'll have to ask Jen if we went somewhere, which obviously doesn't make sense. I was also just thinking about this conversation the very next day is when he's like, I take medication, but I haven't had to take it in months. But yet the day before, he's like, oh, I'm so socked out on Ativan, I can't remember a day. Yep.
Right. Yeah. Like how that's so every time I just hear him and her, it's like stupidity after stupidity. But with this, it's like, so you haven't been taking your medication for a while, and then all of a sudden you take the medication after the child goes missing, and now you're using the excuse, I just can't remember. Oh dear me.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, he at least was busted from jump. He was busted from jump.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
It just doesn't add up at all.
Yeah, and then I was just about to say, there goes those weird nipples of his.
Oh yeah, here we go into the nastiness.
Mm-hmm.
Of
Trigger
stuff.
warning. Trigger warning, everyone.
We got yeah, trigger warning for sure. We got 12 more minutes left of this interview.
It's okay if I just pop down real quick.
What?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to get just a good idea, times, all that stuff.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. I'm giving my best recollections. I'm not a morning person as it is. So a lot of the times are best guess.
But we know that you go up Jongyang Parkway down. That's the road you usually take to take her. And then you make a left at that McDonald's, right? Which is the town loop.
You can make a left to get there either at the McDonald's or at Town Center itself. They both lead to the school.
So if you leave her at, just so you get a sense of direction, Jongyang Parkway goes northbound and southbound. So you're going northbound into Orange County, making a left at the McDonald's, which is the town loop. You said when you did drop her off at that medium, you said it was around 8:20 to 8:30-ish, somewhere around that time.
Somewhere in there, yeah. It was early, but not like outrageously early, you know?
So what would you estimate when you made a left at that McDonald's to be?
After I dropped her off?
No, I'm saying when you dropped her off.
Oh, first left by that McDonald's.
Yeah, when you first go, that first left that you make at the McDonald's.
It had to have been around maybe eight, maybe quarter after 8, sometime in there.
Okay.
Sometime between 8 and a quarter after, I think.
All right, so just so it's, you can kind of picture it here on the map. So you're going northbound. You make a left here around like 8:10, 8:15. Let's say 8:15, around there. When you get over here, you make a U-turn. You go back to the McDonald's. But you said that she still doesn't want the McDonald's.
Still doesn't want it. She was just going to eat the Danishes that I had given her.
So you're going up here now, still northbound on Jongyang Parkway. You make a left at Town Center this time.
Town Center, then make a
Then make a
right
right.
onto, yes.
And then you drop her off around like 8.
Dropped her off around halfway up the road here.
So keep in mind, all of this is still northbound,
Okay.
right? You're still northbound on Jongyang Parkway.
Okay.
So why is your car seen going southbound at 8:10? And I'll show you what location it is. McDonald's is over here.
Mm-hmm.
At 8:10, your car is seen going southbound at this intersection. So meaning going toward Kissimmee.
Mm-hmm. I had forgotten my gate clicker. I'm sorry. I forgot. I had gone back to the house real quick after we left because I forgot my gate clicker.
Sir, you don't think that doesn't look sus AF? Sir, like you didn't think that was sus at all. Oh, I forgot my gate clicker. You've been asking me and grilling me about where I've been this whole damn time, and I forgot to tell you that I came back home to get my gate clicker. He's so stupid. Oh, the Harry Potter tattoo. No, it is a crest, and it says it's a family crest, but instead of saying Stearns, it says Sustainant, which is his Reddit name and his Gmail account and all of that. Miss Nessa. Okay. How you doing?
I actually had to go through the front gate and use my parking pass to grab my clicker. So it was the wrong time. I'm sorry. Like I said, I was guesstimating these times. I'm not a morning person.
Okay.
So yes, we've gone out.
How far did you get?
Kids do all the time. With the morning person bullshit. Bazard has left the building. I don't know where he went. Oh my goodness. Did I lose y'all? No, I didn't lose y'all.
You came back down that when you realized you forgot your clicker.
Nearly all the way to the school. And then we turned around. We had plenty of time to kill, so there was time to go back. I rushed back, got the clicker, and that's when I came back here this way.
So you guys came back here to get your clicker.
Correct.
So when we look at the cameras in the front, it's going to show you coming back in
Correct.
here to return the
yes,
car.
return the passenger seat.
Okay.
Yes.
I know it sounds like we're asking you stupid questions, okay? We just want to verify
okay.
the
I'm
times.
sorry I'm not being more help. I'm not a morning person. I was half asleep as it was. I'm trying.
I'm trying. Hey, Bazard, good to see you.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm back.
So, I said, Bazard has left the building. My chat is not loading at all. I don't know why.
I know why on my end too.
Actually,
It's just
I'm
the
going to try to
Wi-Fi.
refresh. It might be the wind's blowing. It's a nice day. It's not storming or anything, but now.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
The clickers to get where?
Into our neighborhood.
Okay, and you forgot the clicker where?
I forgot the clicker here.
So how did you get in?
Able to use my parking.
Okay, so could you not have done that after you dropped her off?
I could have, but I also like to come back in from the back gate a lot of the times, and I didn't know if I would be back right away. And sometimes they're busy up front, so it's better not to wait in the line.
What time is security usually there at the front gate?
They were there when I came through. He scanned my ticket.
So would it have not just made more sense to drop her off and come back since security's already there?
I don't know if it made more sense. It's just what I did.
Cat R said, going back for the clicker makes me wonder if he forgot to grab something of hers that needed disposed of. I question that too. How does that fit into this timeline? What was so damn important that he had to go back to the apartment? Because it wasn't for that gate clicker.
Could it have been maybe
I've always
Jen?
wondered that.
Oh, excuse me. Could it have been like something where Jen was probably telling him to get rid of her phone, but then maybe realized, oh, maybe that's a bad idea. And then that's why he. Well, I mean, this is like I said, I'm speculating, but I feel like there's a reason why. But then he still has her body with him, for all that time still.
Mm-hmm. And he's coming through the front gate where there's a camera right on him, and he's risking the chances of that gate security guy realizing that she's deceased. So something was something was dire that he had to go back through there. Because he didn't want to tell them he came back through until they called him on it.
Right.
It wouldn't have been her phone because her phone was on the dresser. He had left his at the house. Her
Mhm.
Crocs, her book bag, everything else was already in the dumpster. So what was it?
It has to be something with Jen. That's what I feel. Something with Jen related.
Yeah. Perhaps he needed another raspberry or cheese Danish. Tony said maybe Jen told him to come back. I wonder how she communicated with him. But
I always I was thinking that he had another phone, but of course the only one that they found was the one that his dad got him. But I always kind of figured he's the type of guy or predator to have like burner phones too.
yeah, I think that, because if him and Jen got burner phones, I don't know where they would have got them though. I'm sure they would have checked. Well, they might not have checked places if they weren't aware. If they somehow had burner phones, used them for that, and then immediately disposed of them while she was still supposed to be at school, then maybe
Mhm.
nobody would have ever known.
Well, see, that's another thing too, where I think about his dad, because I know we talked about. I seen other things talk about how his dad kind of left the hotel not as early as he did, but he left, and then they showed the video of him coming back like at 7 something, and then Stinky comes in at 7:55 or something like that in the morning. So I always kind of thought, what if they did have burner phones either beforehand?
Mm-hmm. Because they have a lot of devices. So I think it's definitely a possible speculation that they had burner phones because through the maps, they do meet up. They're in the same parking lot close to each other when Jen's supposed to
Mhm.
be at her doctor's appointment and Stefan is supposed to be somewhere else completely. They're in the same
Mhm.
parking lot from what I understand, from what I've been told. So that, I mean, it makes sense that they had some kind of burner phone and they just got rid of them while she was supposed to be at school. In my
Or he,
opinion.
yeah, that, or he got rid of it when he traveled to his parents' place. It was somewhere
Mhm.
where it had to give him a long time where he was by himself. That's where I think if they did have a burner phone when he was by himself for a while, that's the only time from I could think where he got rid of him.
Yep. Jenny Jen said Stefan went back to the complex at 8:19 and through the gate at 8:40. So he was in there for 20 minutes, and he said maybe 10 minutes to the police. He was parked out front for maybe 10 minutes. But again, you're telling me you went in to grab your gate clicker and run back out. That takes literally less than 30 seconds.
Right.
What are you doing for 20 minutes? Yeah, Jen's phone didn't have any activity until 9 a.m. But if they both had some type of burner phone, then they can still communicate. She
Mm-hmm.
might have called. This is obviously all just speculation. We're trying to figure out why they came back through the gate clicker, because he didn't want to tell the police about it because he knew he was on camera with Madeline in the car deceased. He's running the risk of the security guard figuring out that Madeline's deceased. So there's something extremely important that he's got to come back for. What is it? Her book bags, everything's in the trash. Like, if she's dressed, there's nothing he needs to come back for. So why the hell did he come back? And we're saying if they each had a burner phone that nobody knows about and nobody ever figured out about, maybe Jen called him and said, you need to come back for whatever object or whatever thing, and he came back. Or
Right. Well, right. Because like I said, for my past looking at other different cases, a lot of these guys and females that are predators, they always, well, most of the guys, they have burner phones. They have extra phones in case something happens to their main phone, you know.
Yep, they have. I mean, even the plugs, the quote unquote plug, they've got a work phone and a regular phone.
Mm-hmm.
All of them. The other croc, maybe love to hunt. You looked up the phone numbers, Gothic. I saw that he was calling 3 burner phones or phones that didn't have any identification when I looked them up. That's interesting that he's even talking to the predator from jail. Yeah, the croc. Y'all are saying the croc, maybe looking for the other croc. Well, the croc was in the dumpster, though. He threw the croc in the dumpster with the book bag at 7:35 a.m. So that would have been, unless he realized it was missing and was going to try to go back by the house, grab it, and put it in the dumpster.
Right.
It's possible speculation.
But then it's like you see the photos where it's at, and it's like, wait a minute, you telling me you couldn't find that croc that matched hers? But yeah,
Yeah.
it's like there's a reason why you went back, and I think a lot of us think it was Jen. Jen had, I think, was involved in a reason for him to get back, which then goes with the idea of the burner phone thing. And I think it'll be hard for them to kind of prove it, because it's like, well, I think if he did have them, it could have been years, maybe months, you know? I mean, I'm trying to remember how long they usually last, but they can last for a good minute. So it's possible that they had burner phones way ahead. And then, of course, when all this crap, when I say crap, you know what I mean? But when all this shenanigans were going on, they were using it then.
Yep. I saw, I'm still going through the pictures, but I saw that Jay for Justice had a picture, one of the pictures that was recently put out, and it shows on the top shelf in Jen's closet, there's a box of 4 routers. So I don't think it's past the realm of,
Interesting.
of speculation to think they probably had several old phones, several burner phones, I mean, if they got all these routers and shit, all these electronics, I don't think it's too far out of the realm of possibility.
Mm-hmm.
To get the drugs that were still there that he used, maybe, and then throw them out along the way, maybe. Nessie UK, that's another possible speculation.
Yeah.
Anders, I'm taking your keyboard from you right now.
I mean, to each their own, Anders. To each their own, you know.
You are grounded, Anders.
Anything else that we haven't asked you feels important? Maybe that might help us out.
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble recollecting everything.
I'm gonna step away for a second.
Anything that you remember? Maybe she might have told you.
She didn't mention anything in particular. I made a joke about her Crocs. She wears Crocs and socks.
So the conversations wouldn't be recorded right now because if it's a burner phone and they haven't related. So I was thinking about, well, they would know, right? But if you think about a
Mhm.
burner phone, okay, and if they don't know that particular number is in any way, shape, or form associated to them, then when they get the hit back of all the phone numbers that have hit that particular cell tower, they're going to disregard it as somebody else with a different phone. They're not going to know that that phone was ever located with them unless they turned it on inside the house, which it would have
Right.
had to have been turned on inside the house when Jim was there. So maybe it wasn't, maybe that kind of nulls that idea. I don't know. Maybe
Well,
I don't know.
I think Jen was up. I mean, I always have the feeling that Jen was already up in the morning or whenever in between the time frame the murder occurred. So clearly I think Jen was already up, and that's just a lie. And then maybe, of course, they figured. But that's the thing. Like, okay, if they're smart enough to know that your phones could be traced, their regular phones could be traced. Uh,
Hmm.
then it would make sense that they would use the burner phones. But then it's like, well, I guess they would have to do it outside. And because then remember, I think the roommates left already. They already left that morning. From what I'm trying to remember, when she had to go to her doctor appointment, the roommates were already gone by then. So it would make sense that she could just be outside, use the at a certain distance, and use the burner phone to let them know about do certain things.
Yeah. Molly said, why do you have to show a background video on loop of Steppen at his worst? It just conjures up nasty images, and I'm sure some are triggered and turned off. We don't need to want to see his naked body. Well, first of all, I've covered his naked body with a pumpkin. Second of all, the reason we're watching this is because we're listening to an interview with him that's on my phone right now, and I don't have a video to go with it. Just like when we were listening to the interview with Jen, we watched a video of Jen being interrogated. That's the reason I do that. And I'm not trying to upset. I don't
Yeah.
want you to feel like I'm attacking you. I'm just trying to answer your question.
And then also, Molly, I'm going to be blatant. I'm body shaming him. He's a pedophile. I don't really care about his feelings. So fuck him. I mean, I get what you're saying, but fuck him. He's a pedophile. So I'm going to just blatantly make fun of his body. He's disgusting looking. Look at those nipples. Look at him. Disgusting.
I do apologize if anybody is triggered, though. Please feel free to leave and come back. Or, yeah, I'm just trying to have something play in while we listen to the audio, because it would be really boring if we just sat here and watched basically nothing. And since he's talking, I'm playing him. I don't have another video of him except the body cam footage, and it's not long enough to go through this phone call. Well, I can't, because we've got literally like 5 more minutes of this video. And from what I've seen, you're the only one who has an issue with it. So I would say if it bothers you, I don't know. I'm sorry if it's triggering you.
Like I said, I get it. It's just for me, I'm just gonna brutally be honest and just humiliate him. Humiliate? God damn it, I can't say it. Just make fun of him. I'm just gonna make fun of him.
Yeah, humiliate him. Yeah, I get it.
Thank you.
And I agree. He needs to be shamed. He's covered now, so except for his moobs.
I like that. That's the word now. Moves. I'm gonna use that now.
Boobs. His bad boobs, his boobs. I think Foxy said that word, boobs.
I'm stealing it, Foxy.
Jen said Stephen Stearns is garbage and he should be embarrassed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I agree. He should be 100% embarrassed because he's a sick pedophile, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Would she say she's usually like a happy,
Very,
go lucky girl?
very happy. She brings a lot of joy. She's a very good girl.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
He
Yeah.
doesn't feel the same around here if she's not here.
Yeah.
She was so happy too.
Lies.
She's looking forward to my visit here. She was looking forward to us all being together.
Lies.
You sit on a throne of lies.
Exactly. Literally, it's just lying after lie after lie.
Mm-hmm.
She really likes it when I come here.
Yeah, and cuddle with her. Ugh, makes me so
I know.
mad.
Bullshit.
Yep, 100%.
Same with Jen.
Sorry, love. Yeah, the same with Jen. I can't make it make sense to where she didn't know. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fonny, that's so awesome. That's a sign of good luck. I'm so happy for you. That's good luck.
Very happy. I loved her like she was my own.
And it's just, is she the only child, or does she have siblings?
She is the only child, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any kids with her?
No.
So she's kind of.
Doesn't recall me.
So you guys have a pretty good relationship.
Yeah, definitely a very strong bond.
Just
But,
dating.
you know, I'm the person she goes to when her mom gets in a fight with her and she needs someone to comfort her. And
Lies.
How's her relationship with?
Yeah, and even at that, like, I don't know. It's weird to be an adult in the house and be the one that she comes to when she fights with the other adult in the house. Like if let's say if my child came to me after their father scolded them, I would say, well, I understand that you may be upset, but like, your father was right. Like you don't talk shit about the other person. So why is she coming to you for comfort and to basically tell you how pissed off and upset she is with her mom? I don't know. That's just weird for me. It might not be anybody else. For anybody else.
I mean, I never did that when my parents divorced. My mom had boyfriends. I never really confided to them with anything. It was just more like, "Oh, hey, what's up? How you doing?" Like I was always cordial, but it was just like, "No, I don't, I don't know you really." So,
Right, and they're supposed to be separated. Exactly.
Mhm.
We need the hell no sign. I didn't catch it in time. I should have played it. Oh.
good most of the time. You know, puberty not long ago, so she's getting the PMS mood swings, and when her mom gets them too, they butt heads. So, as well as you can expect, but otherwise very loving. Very loving. This girl knows nothing but love here in this house. She hardly ever hears the word no.
Oh man, I want to punch him so bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do it now. Sorry.
What the hell? Oh my God, no way, yeah.
Absolutely not, sir.
Mm.
Absolutely not.
Just want to punch him so bad.
Me too.
Double-edged sword that is.
Is she in school?
So. She's so in school.
Like grade
She's doing a lot better though. Apparently she just made student of the week.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, so we're very proud of her. She's doing singing, choir. She's sounding just amazing. She sang for me last night. I immediately wanted to show her the movie Sister Act because the choir singing was so pretty. It reminded me. I told her I was very proud of her.
Real quick, I agree with Cat R and Mayla. I don't think his parents are to blame because as a parent, I try to put myself in their shoes. And if you think that, it's hard because I would think maybe it was adolescent stuff. And I would be like, obviously you can't do stuff like that and you need to stop doing stuff like that. Like I can't help get you out of trouble for doing dumb shit. So stop the dumb shit. I would never think that it would end up with my child abusing their stepchild. You know what I mean? I don't think his parents ever saw that coming. So I don't want to blame them for that. And they didn't, while they do support him, they love him. They've always supported him. So they're going to continue to support him. They've also said, why you're guilty. You're not getting out. You're going to be in for 40 years, even if it was going on before, or you didn't start it, you participated, which is just as bad. So,
Right. Well, I've been watching some Nietzsche videos lately, and she was doing, oh God, maybe like last 2 weeks discussing about the parents being interviewed and everything. And I do see where she was getting points, like she thinks, and I think there's a degree maybe they kind of suspected something, but they just didn't go further into like trying to investigate it more, per se. But
Yeah.
yeah, when it's like if you really didn't know your kid was a pedophile, I mean, I can't really blame the parent unless maybe you legitimately did find something and but you didn't, stop it. Then you would be in trouble, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah. Right. Right. I think they were enablers, but not guilty of like helping him in any way. I don't think that even if they knew what had happened, if he'd actually told his dad that day, when he said he needed an ally there, I think his dad would have said, "You got to go turn yourself in immediately for what you've done." Like I try
Yeah,
not
yeah,
to blame them too much for anything other than enabling the crap out of him his whole life.
yeah. I can definitely agree on that.
Does she have does she like video games, anything like that?
She does like video games, yeah. She plays Roblox, Minecraft. I think those are the two big ones that I know of.
You don't know of her to like ever have any friends on there that she talks to? Anything
She
like that?
does. She does group chats. She does like voice chatting too on it. Usually with like her cousins or her friends, and they'll all be playing Roblox or something, yelling at each other on the phone. Um,
When's the last time y'all lived together?
December.
December. You said the reason was for your parents down there.
Yeah, going down to help them because they're getting on in age and they're making their end of life plans and they need someone to help out.
Can you lock this one more time?
Sure.
I have a question.
Yes.
Sorry, are you guys done?
No, we're
The other detective mentioned that you did not have your phone yesterday.
Correct.
Tell me about that.
I left my phone at home in the morning too. I was so busy riding Herd over to get us out the door on time that I left my phone. She left her phone. We both left our phones.
Did you have your phone when you went to the smoke shop?
Not the first time after I dropped her off. I was still without it. I got my phone and went back to the smoke shop
Okay.
later when I got home.
And then I also noticed, I was checking your call history. I noticed that you don't have anything before this morning. Is that unusual on your phone?
No, it's a new phone. Stupid. I went to do an update yesterday morning, and I don't know what the fuck. Pardon me. I don't know what the heck I did, but somehow during the massive OS update, I managed to factory reset my phone and lose all of my contacts, all my information.
Uh-huh. What time was that? Do you remember?
Oh, sometime while I was hanging out with her, I looked at her and
While he was hanging out with Jen, hey, a small weed. A small weed said, "Wonder how Chris and Deb feel hearing his excuse for returning to Southport or Northport." His dad said on the phone, on the jail call, he says, "Why did you come back down here to the house? Because the cops have you driving down here, and I don't understand what you came all the way back down here for." And he's like, I was looking for something, but I couldn't find it. I had to get my ducks in a row. And they were like,
Mhm.
okay, that doesn't make sense. They were kind of irritated and weren't believing it. So that's what I
Especially
know
Chris.
about that.
Yeah, he definitely wasn't taking the bullshit. Deb, yeah, well, there's always a weird thing with Deb and the whole situation for him growing up with her. But after watching Nietzsche videos, like I've always been thinking about that. But yeah, Chris was. I'll give him at least credit. Like he was like, "Look, son, you're gonna have to at least admit to us, or just be truthful to what happened."
Right. Yeah, exactly. He's like, you know, I know you haven't taken accountability your whole life, but you're gonna have to take some damn accountability now. You done fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
We're at 42:28 out of 43:48, so it's literally like 1 minute.
And said, what did I just do? Okay. She might know better. I don't know what time it was. It was when I was here with.
Okay. I don't think I have any other questions. Do you?
I don't know where my head was yesterday. It was so far up my backside.
That's okay. We understand. In the meantime, while we're waiting for all this to get sorted out, I am gonna hold on to your phone, okay? I'll give it back to you when we're done. Okay? Do you have any questions for us?
How long are you gonna need my phone? That's
I'm not sure. I'm waiting for my supervisor to call me.
my dad. It's just my dad's.
Poor baby.
Get up.
Yeah.
They can call Jen's phone.
Okay.
Did the other detective give you his business card?
I believe so.
Okay, well here's mine in case you want it for anything.
So, just real quick, that's what they're claiming is unconstitutional. They're claiming that she took his phone and made it seem like he did not have a choice to say no in the matter. But then after
Mhm.
this, he gives them permission several times to go through his phone and things like that. So,
Well, yeah, even beforehand, when she was like, kind of look at your history. Yeah, sure, yeah.
yeah, they say that he in no way could he have known that giving her permission to just look at his call history and his Maps app, he was not in no way, shape, or form would he have known that she was going to go through his Google account and his email and all of that. And then when she took the phone, it was unconstitutional. But it's like, okay, but what is
Mhm.
your excuse for all the CSAM and abuse he had on his phone? Like, I think that even though she didn't know it at the time that she took the phone, I think that takes precedence over any of his constitutional rights, even if it was found out after the fact.
See, that's why I'm wondering. Like, I get, the defense is doing their job, but when it's like, oh shit, they actually have proof of pedophile stuff on his phone, and it's showing him doing stuff. Judge, I want to say that his rights were abused by that detective, and see, yeah, that's not gonna work with me if I was a judge.
Right.
It won't work.
Yep. I agree. Phone locked again. Dang it. All right.
So like Bobby Hill, King of the Hill.
Do what?
You sound like King Hank from King of the Hill for a second. Damn
Still
it, Bobby.
propane. Damn it, Bobby.
I love that show. One of my favorite shows.
I love that show too, and Boomhauer and all of them. He says
Yeah.
the way he talks is so funny. I used to could
Yeah.
imitate him too, but it's been a while.
I gotta get used to it. Yeah.
This is true?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Thanks for your time. We appreciate it. I know it's a little hectic right now. And then I know you were about to head somewhere. If you can just hang tight and refrain from going back in your car, please.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I was actually gonna move it over a spot.
No, just leave it here. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and that's the end of that. Janet, or I'm sorry. Oh my God, I forgot her name again. She's not having none of his Taylor is not having none of his BS today. She said, "You will not feed me a BS sandwich today. Not on this here day."
Nope. She was on him like a pit bull. So I'm glad that she was involved in this case initially, and then like I said, I can't think of all the other male detectives' names, but the one, of course, in the black shirt and the green pants that was interviewing Potato. I'd still like him. The only thing I said, I'll give him props. I mean, court. God, what am I trying to say? Recommendation. Yeah, was he should have been maybe a little bit tougher. But now hearing from other people, like they were saying, well, maybe he did it the right way. So, but yeah, like she did an excellent job catching on his bullshit.
Yep. I love it. I love her. I wish she would have called out Jen more, but again, I think at that time they were trying to get information from her, and they had just been hit with her reaction to the CSAM and things and how it wasn't normal. So they might have been in a little bit of shock themselves.
I feel like that's what it was. They probably we have never had a case where the mother just seemed literally like a zombie. Like, oh, okay. Can I see the pictures?
Yeah, it's insane.
Yep. I would have been shocked. Yeah, I think. Well, given I'll just say to the chat, like if you heard someone say that to you, how would you react? Like, would you be shocked or just be like just dumbfounded? Like, how would you react?
If somebody showed me CSAM pictures,
Or no, like they ask you, the parent, hey, can I see the CSAM photos?
oh,
And they just
if I'm an officer,
mm-hmm.
okay, and then I have a parent that I'm telling them that their child has been CSAM'd and they want to see the pictures.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ask them why they want to see the pictures. I'm gonna tell them it looks suspicious, but I mean that would be my thought. But again, you have to remain professional, so that's gonna be an
Right.
issue. And you want them to keep talking, so I might say do what they did and say, I guess I can show you, which is kind of like what they did. But I'm gonna be
Right.
on it like dag on it after that.
Yeah, that's where I kind of fall in. Like, but then it's still. I wish, like I always say, like maybe I would have pressed a little bit harder. Unless I said, well, Mrs. Soto, I'm gonna give you your Miranda rights. I just want you to understand, we're investigating this part more. We want to have you know your rights, but I want to question you more about this because this is very suspicious and weird. To be honest with you.
Yeah, it is. Gothic, you can send me a message and we can get together about it sometime. That would be cool. I doubt that they've ever had anybody respond that way. I think that most people
Mhm.
respond like we talk about,
Yeah.
where's that motherfucker at? I need to get to him right now. I need to put my hands on him. Where is he in jail? Have you pressed charges? Have you seen my child? Like none of that happened, and
Yeah.
it's just not normal.
And now when I think about her reaction, I get like, and I'm getting like goosebumps because I just think that I think she personally, I think she was either involved in some aspects of abusing Maddie. I don't know if it was like physical, but there definitely, in my opinion, was emotional, psychological, and verbal. And
Oh yeah.
I just have this weird, just creepy feeling that the way Jen's eyes always be bugging out, that just she would just give Maddie these looks, and I
Oh
just
yeah.
I just get goosebumps. Like, man, just trying to imagine and be in that child's shoes, and just knowing this woman with her weird mannerisms is just like indifferent.
Yeah, it would be hard. Could you imagine if she got really mad or enraged, like the looks you would get, the reactions you would get? I mean, it
Hmm.
makes me feel so much worse for Maddie.
Hmm. Hmm. I can't. Like I said, I just literally get goosebumps right now. My hairs are raising. I'm just like, that is a terrifying woman to be around. Even if she
Mhm.
wasn't a killer, it's just like something about her is just terrifying.
Yep, it is. Thank you for dropping Maddie's hearts. Well, I'm gonna go
Mhm.
for today because we've been on for like 3 hours. But I think I've got like 30 more minutes of me reading the Discovery video out, and it does have some stuff that's unredacted now that was redacted before. At least one thing that I know of, as far as when they're talking about the photos that they pulled from his Google Drive. So
Mhm.
I'm going to get that edited, and then I'll work on trying to get the CSAM interview with Jen out. Or from what Strategic was saying, there's stuff that's unredacted in the interview of Stearns. So maybe I'll try to get one of the two out today, or first thing tomorrow, or tomorrow around this time as well. I try to leave my videos out for like 24 hours before I put another one. So anyway,
Mhm.
but I will have another interview out by tomorrow evening, and I'll have the Discovery out hopefully by tomorrow evening as well. And we'll be back. We'll keep going through the interviews. I didn't hear anything new in that one that we just played that I hadn't heard before, but I'll definitely go back and check again. And I'll try to get some more of these photos out together so we can discuss that too.
Sounds good. Sounds good. I'll see if I can. I think I can probably catch up on that panel too, just depending on what I'm doing for Sunday. But yeah, definitely would be up for that.
All right, awesome. That sounds good. I appreciate you coming up. Everybody loves when you come up and give your perspective.
Oh, you guys are just, you're touching my heart. But no, I really appreciate that. And like I always say, I just enjoy what you're doing, Alleged. You,
Aw.
just the way you handle your channel and just how you just allow people to come up if they want to come up and discuss and, on chat or on the panel. And yeah, I'm just really, I'm glad to have met you and your channel and everyone in the chat as well.
You're gonna make me cry. I'm glad you come up too, and I'm glad that you're part of our Speculating family. I love our chat too. We're so sweet and accepting of everybody's thoughts, opinions, and speculations. You're so amazing. That was so sweet. Gonna make me blush. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Well, I'll head off, but I hope everyone has a great day, and same to you, and be blessed, and just take care of your family and others.
Exactly. Yes. Thank you. And I'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. If y'all don't mind, please hit the thumbs up. I'm sorry I missed you, Michelle, my love. Thank you, Mayla's mom. Mayla's mom said, great live. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, do it before you leave, please. Queen Olive, you be safe, honey. Have a good rest of your day, everybody. I love you all. Stay safe out there. Hug and kiss your babies, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.
Listen up, I gotta tell you, there is something you should